Hello. Sorry, today I'm a bit late. I was a bit busy and my chore hasn't finished yet, so yeah, it's a bit late. Hello everyone, my name is Kaiser Gordon. Welcome back to Path to Nowhere. And welcome to Haruna and Turbo. Where were you yesterday? I didn't see you, both of you, I think. And also Julian, hello, welcome. Turbo is here today. Yeah. To think that he's actually the one asking me where is grandpa. Where were you yesterday? Yeah, so we are going to continue the main story today. So for the people, Haruna and Turbo, that missed the story yesterday, so just let me sum it up. Basically, the story is focusing on Hypatia as the main character, and I think like the people of Fraser trying to maybe kill Hypatia, and then Hypatia is basically now under the protection of Margaret. And then there's a little bit of misunderstanding between when there's an assassin that tried to kill Hypatia at the time, and we thought that it was Russ, but apparently not, because apparently it's just someone that looks like Russ, and the real Russ actually helping Hypatia. And then after that, Margaret be like, hey, you know what? Now you're the one who gonna take care of Hypatia. Bye. So that's where it's end. Now Hypatia is with Russ, to put it very simply. Okay, Margaret just throwing her responsibility. So yeah, that's basically sum it up, if that makes sense. Hello, welcome Azza Hassan. I waited, then game load update. It is probably going. It's really long, wasn't it? It's like 12 gigab. I think it was like 12 gigabyte and 4 gigabyte of voice. When I tried on my phone, it was 12 gigabyte and 10 gigabyte on my phone. I'm not sure why. She tossed the custody to Russ. That's literally what happened yesterday, right? She just literally throw away the Russ responsibility to Russ. 12 per 4. Yeah, I'm not sure why my voice is 10 gigabyte from my phone. Okay, so without further ado, oh yeah, we also have Helga. I forgot to mention Helga, but Helga is basically what do you call it? Like the bodyguard for Margaret, okay? But that's about it. Okay, let's continue. So the story, I think now Hypatia with Russ. Also, this story has like time gate, by the way. So I could have finished it in everything in a single day, in a sense. 16 giga summary. Oh no, my stamina! It's almost run out! I only can do 1 or 2 stage, guys. I'm sorry. La. White sand blots out the sun. Dark grid dances madly in the wind, threatening to devour the sky whole. Then a thunderous roar. A rift splits the sandstorm, and a small sand ship explodes through. You don't want to try easy mode, Grandpa? Huh, no way. I have pride as chief of MBCC. Why though? Why though? Why though? Why you try easy though? I mean, like if you have new account, understandable, but my account is pretty stuck. Engine screaming at full throttle. The hull shudders under the barrage of swirling sand. Sand beasts scrabble up the ship's sharp tail fins. Claws latch deep into the metal. And besides, if I like stuck, I can just throw shattered blade him. That's like my last resort. Finally, they haul themselves onto the deck, only to spring the traps awaiting them. Golden light flashes severing limbs at the joint, then a violent lurch of the ship hurls the maimed creatures overboard. Their agonized screams trail behind as they fall. Oh, she's wounded now.
That's the 9th wave since dawn. Still holding together, Miss Campbell?
I am
Just calls you Grandma August.
I only hope your navigation
Morning.
hasn't led us astray.
Good morning, son.
Can we truly reach the Farlands region you mentioned before nightfall?
Whoa, you're not together? A smile touches Russ's lips. If she still has the energy for talking back, then she's going to be alright.
It won't take nearly that long. Come back and take a nap. By the time you wake, our destination will be in view.
Hypatia closes the comm channel. For a long moment, she stares into the distance, her silence heavy. The brand on her neck drops with a dull, undeniable ache, a pain rooted not in illusion but in the brutal reality laid out before her. Watson is a different world from not long ago. Massive ashen reefs scar the landscape, their edges weeping pollutants. Sandstorms boil over the horizon in endless waves, and corruptors stalk within them. Beneath it all, sand beasts raid, mutating in the poison mud, their snarls twisting into shrieks as they turn on one another. Why everything about Rust is cool, hot, and just attractive. All of it, a cascading disaster born of the BR005 outbreak. A gale hurls black grit against her, peppering her skin with 1,000 stinging, contaminated cuts. She doesn't flinch, she doesn't shield her eyes. She forces herself to watch, to feel, etching every detail of the devastation into her memory.
This is your responsibility, Hypatia. Never forget.
Never forget. Back inside the sand ship, Hypatia heads straight for the central purifier. The cool sterile spray washes the last grains of contaminated grit from her skin and clothes. In the unit damn chill. She retrieves the communicator from Margaret and places it beneath the cold fan. Its signal has been weak and intermittent since they entered the White Sands, with messages arriving in frustrating, delayed bursts.
Most messages are just routine updates and words of care. But simply hearing Ms. Margaret's voice brings a sense of calm.
Oh, Margaret is such a mom.
She remains in Fraser.
I don't know about the cool part, but he is hot.
Great personal risk, fighting for justice for the Farland people. I cannot fail her expectations out here.
She turns on the communicator.
Ms. Margaret, it has been some time.
Oh.
2 days have passed without contact. I hope all is well with you and Fraser, and that the Senate is not proving overly troublesome. Mr. Rust and I are en route to a Farland settlement known as Crag's Nest. I understand that key leaders from various communities have gathered there for a council to discuss the future of the Farlands in this post-war era. We should arrive today. I promise I will not disappoint your trust. I will aid them, unite them, and help the people of the Farlands overcome this hardship.
Hypatia for president! President of Fraser! Vote for Hypatia! Youngest president ever. Oh wait, so you're saying Ross is inside all this time and he lets Hypatia to fight alone outside? Wow, tough love. Wait, to be fair, someone have to drive the sand ship, I think, you know. Chief haven't only hot ladies but also hot lads. Hi Orde, welcome. After her time in the cleansing room, Hypatia returns to the cabin and finds him at once. The dashing spy, wow! The dashing spy from this city, propped against the console. His focus is total, fingers dancing across screens as he navigates the ship through a fractured landscape of hazards. He is dashing.
I'll enter the target zone in another 2 hours. Will that be sufficient for you to rest?
Hypatia shakes her head politely.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Since we still have time, I will go to the engine room to check the status of the Aurum Secretum systems.
Russ raises an eyebrow. Since their journey began, the camel girl has been unusually driven. Not only does she spearhead every clash with corruptors, but she also proposes daily ship upgrades with Aurum Secretum. Her systematic enhancements to the engines, the fuel tanks, the wings have already half a 5-day trek. Watching her work, Russ is convinced. With enough Aurum Secretum, she could fabricate an entire sand ship. Resonance powered and wholly new. Whoa.
The camels in the Luminaris Society truly found a prodigy.
Damn. He knows what drives her. Every mark on this broken land seems to sharpen her guilt. A relentless need to make amends through her sheer motion, sorry. But there have to be limits. Russ' hand flashes out, taking the cabin keys from the dashboard before she can react. Hypatia is left clutching at nothing.
Those shadows under your eyes haven't faded much, Miss Campbell. Haste rarely yields greatness. Take your friend Margaret, for instance. She waited in Fraser for over a decade before her current opportunity arose. The road ahead is still long. Use this travel time to get some proper rest. You'll need your full strength to perform when we arrive, won't you?
But
Oh. Just then, a warning light blares to life on the control panel.
is it mania field contamination? I'll go.
No, not this time.
On the horizon, a massive black sandstorm rages toward the northwest. Its towering wall of a shadow churns with clouds of mania darker than pitch, and the sands within scream with a sound like tortured voices. This scene of devastation is all too familiar.
Tide of ashes. But that direction is...
Is it the camp that we are going to?
That's the pass we need to traverse to reach our destination. It seems our timing is impeccable.
Russ tosses the sand ship's safety harness to Hypatia.
Hold on tight. You really don't want to be thrown from the ship.
Well, she's inside. What? I think you're just focusing on Russ, aren't you, Julian? Oh, look at that. That looks so dangerous. People can just fall. West of White Sands, the land dips into a valley, a vinyl barrier between the sand sea and the sprawling farlands. This rocky cleft has long held back the desolate dunes, its wall cupping precious moisture like a pair of sheltering hands to sustain a modest settlement. Now it is a breach point. Endless dark clouds born on the storm have smothered the entire pass. Through the narrow gap, a tide of contamination twisted sand beast pours forth. A dozen armed Secretum warriors move like silver flashes between the rocks, fighting with desperate grace, but they are a dam against a flood.
Old folks and kids, fall back! Everyone who can fight, move up! Support Rael and the others! Don't let those bastards breach the line!
Wow, that looks like Sinner material.
Grab anything that can be used as a weapon and fight! Fuck! Why now of all times?
Uncensored. A hoarse female voice echoes of the rock walls. The woman stands on the high ledge of the camp, her face etched by the years, directing the panic crowd below. Inside the camp, people rush in a frenzy of pure chaos. The scars of past calamities are branded deep, triggering a primal urge to flee, though there is nowhere left to run. Suddenly, the grinding crunch of splitting stone erupts from a nearby crevice. The leader of the valley snaps her gaze upward as a small sand ship scraps violently through the gap between the cliffs. It carves an ugly arc through the air, tumbles twice, and slams into the boundary marker in the center of a camp. From the wreckage, a figure in black steps out with grace, followed closely by someone smaller shrouded in a white sand cloak.
Hey, Yokna!
Oh, you know her? In an instant, the legendary spy usual polish vanishes, replaced by a perfect Farland accent. Oh, I just realized, yeah, it was different. He slips among the locals like he will never laugh, as if the suit and the swagger had all been someone else's skin. So does that make Rust a village boy?
Rust? Well, I'll be damned. Where the hell have you been hiding? Forget it. No time for catching up. The Apostles of Ashes have gone completely mad lately. The Calamity Zones keep spreading. And Fraser confiscated our Aurum Secretum for their war, knocking out our guidance systems. If you've got nothing better to do, uphold the line for a bit. I need to patch up the damn roof.
Another explosion, thunderous and deep, rocks the valley to its foundations. The walls shudder violently, raining sand and broken stone.
That roof won't stop Apostles. Scrap the guidance idea for now. Do you still have those barrier units shipped from Fuhrer a while back?
Those? Just a bunch of war trophies. Good for show, useless in a fight. They're all busted, and none of our tinkerers have a clue how to fix them.
Wow, that's actually really cool. Russ glances at Hypatia. Her hood conceals her expression, but at the mention of Führer, her fist tightened reflexively.
Where are the Aurum Secretum barriers? I can repair them. Please, take me to them.
You? Who are you supposed to be?
She resembled Margaret. Yeah.
I'm Mr. Rust's assistant. I can fix Aurum Secretum devices. Please, trust me.
Yok narrows her eyes, studying the small figure beside Russ. The voice is a young girl's, but her face stays hidden beneath a white sands cloak. Her reason as unclear as her features.
Don't care who you are if you can be useful.
Marco?
Take the
Oh
girl
no,
to the
that's
barrier
Marlo.
units.
Why suddenly like I was mistaken for Marlo? I got a bit too excited there. Hypatia eyes light up. Without a word, she follows Yogna's subordinate toward the camp's higher ground. Why do I have a wild theory that Margaret is her real mom? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. There is no way they're gonna create a playable character that actually married. That's like a taboo in any gacha games. Russ offers Yogna a knowing smile, a casual wave, and then turns on his heel, walking away from the settlement without looking back.
Think I'll go lend a hand out there.
Oh, by the way, I was playing a little bit. I was thinking like, do I still need Sean with Margaret around? Seems like I don't need her.
Hanging in position.
Maybe just use LL. Dud. Margaret, ultimate is quite slow.
For the purest form of peace.
I can't put it there. Why?
Here comes the breaking.
Also, apparently that sound is being experienced by everyone. It is glitchy since the new version.
Enjoy the release.
Hold still, my friend.
Overflow. Warning. Overflow. Warning.
What is this Potesta's effect, by the way?
For the purest form of peace. Here comes the breaking news.
Listen to its whispers.
Oh crap!
Hold still, my friend.
Can I move it here? Oh, I can. No.
Hold still, my friend.
For the purest form of peace. Enjoy the. Here comes the breaking news.
Yeah, I think we don't need Sean anymore. Am I right?
Overflow. Warning. For the purest form of peace. Enjoy the release. Here comes the breaking news.
Oh,
Hold still, my friend.
whoa! That's like Zoya. Even though it's clear that we can't move on from her. Oh, the monster's way of walking so cute. Which one? Like tummy out. On the highest hillside overlooking the farland camp, Hypatia finds a graveyard of old machines. The equipment is old, obsolete models from decades past their castings eaten away by sand and time, leaving rusted guts exposed to the wind.
Don't underestimate them. They're old, but they're sturdy. With enough Aurum Secretum and hypercubes, they can handle most minor disasters just fine. It's just... this one hit too hard, too fast. The gear from Fuhrer is much more advanced, but we don't really understand it. We salvaged it, but if you know how to activate it, miss, that would be awesome.
Before the pitch-black devices, the truth becomes starkly clear. The Farland salvager didn't comprehend the full scope of what they were taking. They saw function, not design, not knowing these machines were only skeletons of a greater whole. Now, with the tide of ashes imminent, their last hope is nothing but an elegant ruin.
Miss Assistant, is there a way to fix it? Just tell me what you need. I'll find the materials.
Hypatia can't bring herself to tell them the truth. She turns instead, letting her eyes pass over the equipment half erased by wind and time.
There is one way.
She raises a hand. From her sleeve, a single filament of gold descends, touching the earth, then spreads in all directions like a rose unfurling across the ground. Arm secretum flows into the old machinery, bathing each dormant piece in a soft, luminous scene. Though the machines no longer function, their core materials endure. By harmonizing these components with the Aurum Secretum through resonance alignment, a barrier may yet be formed, one large enough to shield the entire camp. Dissolution, deformation, reconstruction, and finally, resonance. Resonance! Urea! A low gathering hum swells into a sky-shaking roar as the nearly derelict pile of Guardian machinery shudders back to life. Streams of golden light surge through along dormant conduits, weaving into radiant bands overhead. They knit together into a vast shimmering dome that envelopes the entire settlement. Even through the battered roof, the storm's howl falls completely silent. Below, those caught in panic slow to a halt. They stare upward, awestruck by the golden canopy, their fear for a moment forgotten.
This is a miracle.
Is Rush a skinwalker? What was this skinwalker? Is it like shapeshifter?
It was all beyond repair, but
A stunned silence hangs in the air, then shatters into roaring cheers. The crowd surges toward the platform, voices rising in a tumult of awe and gratitude for Hypatia's miracle.
No, it's not like that. I don't have any special power. This is just Aurum Secretum technology, that's all. I merely...
She shakes her head, her gaze flickering nervously across the faces watching her. Oh! Damn. Every time he have to act cool, isn't he? Ras stands amid the crowd, yet feels worlds apart. Ash dusts his shoulders, drifting from him like silent snow. His gaze drops, then lifts again. It's deliberately casual, as if nothing held his eye. A faint smile touches his lips, and he melts back into the throng. Is he in the throng? It is Yokna who steals the celebration. She parts the crowd with quiet authority and steps before Hypatia, her expression solemn.
You have shielded our camp. Honored guest, what is your name?
My name is... Tia.
Tia is so cute!
Good. Miss Tia, here in the Farlands, the Aurum Secretum is a heavenly
Tia.
blessing.
Oh, Tia.
Those who wield it are champions in our eyes.
Why not use Hippa? She turns to face the crowd. Her voice rings out a command that stills the air. I think Hippa will immediately recognized by the Fraser.
Today, during the Tide of Ashes, Miss Tia protected us with the Aurum Secretum. We of the Farlands honor our debts. No matter how dire our circumstances, we will never neglect the one who saved us. Everyone, bring out the finest drink we have. Light the bonfires. Tonight, we celebrate our friends who have come to us from afar.
Yes!
Huh? What?
The ash clears with the coming of sunset. Beneath the dome of shimmering light, people move with the wariness of the wounded. However, their toes are loud, their drinks splashing over battered hands as they laugh through the pain. Half the settlement seems to have gathered, voices rising in animated retellings of the day's terror and the miracle Hypatia wrought.
Miss Tia, come here.
Miss Tia. Yokna stands in the center of the carpet, her hand outstretched toward Hypatia's invitation. The girl hesitates. She has seen Farland celebration before, from the edges as an observer. She knows the central seat is reserved for the guests of honor, surrounded by offered blessings with dance one by one. But does she truly deserve that spot?
Go on. What you did for them today deserves everyone's gratitude.
Guided gently from behind and welcomed from the front, Hypatia is ushered into the celebration beneath the shimmering golden dome. Laughter and song rise round her. People move to a rhythmic dance, each taking her hands in turn, their words of gratitude warm and earnest. Thanks to the Aurum Secretum, thanks to our Savior, thanks to the fate that spares us one more day from the catastrophe's grasp. May your heart be light, may your path be straight, may your destiny be fulfilled when you arrive. Unlike the perpetual decorum of the nobility, this revelry feels raw and real, possessing a magic of its own. The drum beats, the dancing, the shared blessing, each one weaving a stronger bond between them. Destiny. Pain, sudden and searing, lances through the brand on her neck. A cruel reminder, it scorches away any sense of worth. Guilt, sharp and suffocating, rises in her throat. Through the heart-piercing pain, she clutches the communicator on her chest. A gentle white light kindles within it, seeping warm into her ribs, quieting the fire in her skin, easing the weight in her lungs. Oh, Hypatia deserves everything.
My power cannot remove it completely, but it can alleviate its flare-ups to some extent. To eliminate it entirely will require time and your own willpower.
I mean, if Hypatia eye is not red, one of them, that's just like make them so resemble. Thank you, Miss Margaret. Hypatia keeps a hand pressed to her chest as the burning fades. Around her, the celebration continues, with faces glowing like embers in the bonfire's light.
What's wrong? Did someone offend you? Or are you feeling unwell?
No, it's just... I'm touched. I don't feel I've done anything remarkable, yet you all honor me, so...
Silly girl. Surviving a catastrophe is the most remarkable. You saved lives. You've earned the best seat and the finest drink.
With a warm smile, she guides Hypatia to her seat.
Rust, where'd you find this one? You brought her all the way out here just out of the goodness of your heart to help us?
We're friends, aren't we? If I were in a pinch, you'd lend a hand. My friend here happens to be an exceptional Aurum Secretum researcher. Feel free to ask her anything you don't understand.
With a smooth swirl of his wine, Russ seizes the moment, introducing Hypatia to Yokna.
Yokna and I go way back. Helping her is like helping me. Consider this your way to repay me for the rough journey. Lend them your expertise.
I would have done it regardless. No matter what, I will ensure that Aurum Secretum barriers remain stable and protect everyone here.
Thank you, truly. The tide of ashes has been worsening, costing us more lives each time. Without your help today, we would have lost many more. The Farlands lack everything. Technology, resources, skilled hands. And we're at a critical juncture. Who knows if spies have already slipped in? If you two could stay, it would be an immense help.
The place seems plenty lively as it is.
It's that alliance meeting. Every power player has shown up, thrown this place into chaos. The bootlicking merchants are manageable. They just want profit. But I'm more worried about the warmongers, in and out all the time, scheming who knows what. Every time I see that lot, I want to tell them to stop stirring the damn pot. Just dealing with mania is hard enough. We can't survive another fucking war.
Before the words have fully left her mouth, the thud of heavy footsteps crushes the festive air. Is it Bandit? A dozen figures emerge from the narrow passage. Black blood gleams wet on their blades, cold-like glints of their metal masks. Armed Secretum warriors, fresh from the kill, trailing the scent of death.
What a
Huh?
pitiful sight.
Is it gonna be like the... Who's the Armed Secretum warrior that we meet at the very beginning? The one that like Jasmine, Princess Jasmine.
Stay behind me.
Because I think this, one of the silhouette is the guy.
Since when did Crag's Nest become a dumping ground for every stray piece of scum? The Alliance meeting is around the corner, and you're not concerned about this city rats slipping in? I've heard the rumors. This city sent in some so-called peace ambassador to Fraser to flaunt their victory. Who knows what other vermin slithered in behind her?
Sanya and that muscle man and many other. What's the muscle man name? I thought you are for a second simping over him for his muscle.
Not satisfied with stirring trouble in Fraser. Now they want to infiltrate our meeting to pick at the bones. Think again. This city dogs. I'll get every last one of them who dares show their face.
He's the only one that doesn't use mass. The lead warrior thrusts his arms upward, sweeping his cloak aside. From his inner arm to his waist coils a lattice of black and gold, a pattern that sits beneath his skin like something alive. His expression is one of fierce, unsettling pride.
The war is not over. We must stay sharp. Our brothers and sisters in Führer sacrificed themselves as blades for the future of the Farlands. We must carry the fight. Make this city pay for what they've done.
His presence is an immediate threat. Hypatia's hand slips inside her cloak, and behind her back a blade of solid gold forms suddenly in her grip.
Now, let's all try to keep our manners, shall we? You're frightening my friend.
Russ steps subtly in front of Hypatia, shielding her from view while masking the shifting of her hands beneath her cloak.
The lady here is a whiz with gadgets. I know folks who need tech. She provides the brains, I provide the brawn, and I'm counting on her to help me turn a tidy profit. If you've got any ideas about harming her, I'm afraid I'd have to take issue with that.
Oh.
Rael, Rust is an old contact of mine. He's trustworthy. And Miss Tia here just repaired our Aurum Secretum barrier and saved all our lives. How could they possibly be this city spies?
Tissians are cunning as foxes. Of course it's possible.
Rael's blade cuts through the air, its edge aimed at Russ' throat.
Look at this friend of ours. Desert navigator, skilled fighter, traveling repairman with a pretty girl in tow. That sand ship outside is yours, isn't it? Last I saw it, the owner was a medic.
Oh?
Sand ships, you know, they all look the same.
Yukna, what was he calling himself when you knew him?
Well, back then he was sort of a relic hunter, I guess?
A heavy silence falls. Every eye locks on Russ, sharp with suspicion.
A man's gotta have a few side gigs to get by these days. You really have to cut off an honest guy's livelihood.
Russ' smile doesn't waver, but his hand has already found his weapon. He tilts his head a fraction, his voice a low threat meant only for Hypatia.
When it breaks, run for the entrance. Take any sand ship you can find.
How could I leave you behind? If we go together.
What kind of honest man has this many faces? Stop playing fucking games with me!
You all are too wound up, seeing enemies in every shadow. With our defenses fixed, we'll all be spilling less of our own blood, won't we?
There's so many characters in this chapter. Margaret collecting daughters like Chief. Just as tension solidifies into violence, a middle-aged man pushes through the crowd. He plants himself between the two parties. All practice smiles and claps Rael on the shoulder, a gesture that looks like scolding but carries affection.
Jab, what are you playing at?
Jeb.
I'd like to take advantage of
Jabara.
this gathering to offer my sincere thanks to everyone, and especially to our two heroic guests from afar. The Aurum Secretum warriors cut down our foes, and the expert raised our shield. Without you all, none of us would have weathered this storm.
I just realized like their design kind of like a Native American kind of person.
Look, I just secured a new shipment of arms from outside. With this hardware in your hands, you'll be unstoppable. You can root out every last spy and turncoat. So, as a personal favor to me, ease up a little, would you?
His perfectly calibrated phrases does it works. As Royal stances softens, Jabara seizes the opening, waving an attendant forward without a wasted moment.
Quickly, show our esteemed guests the new stock and give them the friends and family discount. Put it on my tab.
He reads the room with precision, tailoring his words to their deepest interests. In moments, the tension that seemed ready to explode is contained.
Flattery and bribery in one tidy package. A real professional.
Jabara turns to Ras and Hypatia, his expression undimmed, as if the mockery had never been spoken.
Pay him no mind. Pay him no mind. The fighting's left him a bit frayed. You two must be exhausted from your travels. Since you've come all this way, allow me to show you around. Our region may be impoverished, but the vistas are absolutely breathtaking.
Jabara's smile remains fixed, but his gaze keeps slipping toward Hypatia, who stays completely hidden behind Ras' figure. Beside him, Rael gives a low, cold snort and lets the challenge drop, though a flicker of unease toward Jabara betrays itself in his stillness.
Don't worry, he won't make trouble. After all, 90% of the Farland's food supply passes through my hands. I am Jabbar. Just a simple merchant trying to get
He
by.
knows.
And you must be Ms. Hypatia Campbell? Your esteemed brother, Adelaide, has spoken of you. Meeting you today, I see his praise for your grace and bearing was entirely justified.
Oh no, he knows Adelaide. He's sus.
You know Adelaide?
The fact that she doesn't call him like, you know, brother? He just, you know, Adelaide. Noting Hypatia's tension, the man's smile softened into something practiced and placating.
Mr. Adelaide? Everyone knows him. We have occasional business dealings, nothing more. Please, set your mind at ease. A lady of your stature traveling with discretion must have her reasons. I won't speak of it, and I certainly won't mention anything to your honorable brother.
Easy bug.
It's simply
Hello,
that
hi
I've long held
Vesper.
the Campbell name in the highest regard and couldn't pass up the chance to make your acquaintance. Besides, you are in such formidable company. Even if I had the gall to cause trouble, I certainly lack the capability.
These noble families have rules for everything. If she were discovered and hauled back, it'd be weeks confined to some 3-story manor, minimum.
I understand completely. I wouldn't dream of disrupting Ms. Campbell's private excursion. I would only ask that, when your journey concludes, you must convey my humble regards to Mr. Adelaide.
The merchant then releases a heavy sigh, a deep frown creasing his brow as he shakes his head repeatedly.
Times are hard, I tell you. The calamities grow worse. Several settlements have exhausted their Aurum Secretum and Hypercube reserves, forcing relocations. Then, during migration, they were caught in the tide of ashes, lost a devastating amount of supplies. Food is becoming scarce. To protect themselves, some settlements have even closed their gates to outsiders entirely.
What's the word from Fraser? Are they sending any aid?
Ever since the Black Ring, communications have been a nightmare. No news, no broadcasts get through. It's been an age since I had any reliable word from Fraser. I wonder, Ms. Campbell, since you've come from that direction, might you have any insight into the situation there?
Restore manor. Wow, it's still being confined though. It's like being in jail. As he speaks, his eyes dart toward Hypatia once again.
The Senate's post-war maneuvering, for instance. Take this Unity Gala invitation. Anyone with sense knows it's political theater. The Highborns must already have their desired outcomes scripted. Why not tip us off in advance? Then we could align our steps accordingly. I see. I understand completely. Your eyes tell me everything. I was hoping Miss Hypatia might help me discuss a small matter with Mr. Adelaide. You see, I have a surplus of food stores, but the cost of transport is prohibitive. I was considering a modest price adjustment and perhaps an increase of 20%.
Transport it out. But the people here don't even...
Disgusting. So disgusting. Die, Campbells. All of you deserve to die.
A sudden splitting pain lances through the back of her neck as whispers coil around her throat. It's the mental sorcery triggered without warning. Memories flood in, the glittering galas, the smiling toes, the courteous handshakes. Behind the elegant laughter, certain faces were quietly marked as necessary sacrifices, collateral damage for a greater game. Hypatia lurches forward violently. The teacup in front of her no longer holds tea, but a swirl of bloody tears. She claps a hand over her mouth, choking back sound.
Ms. Campbell?
Our journey was rather rough. Sandstorms, contamination zones. The young lady is suffering from travel sickness, and I'm afraid this confined space is only aggravating it.
Oh, how careless of me. Please, step outside for some fresh air at once.
We've been traveling a long while. Your family must be worried. This is a good opportunity to let her know you're safe.
Hypatia nods, offers a polite apology, and rises to leave. In a quiet corner, she doubles over, retching up bile. After a few ragged coughs, she feebly draws out the little bird.
Ms. Margaret, Mr. Rust and I have successfully arrived at the Farland meeting site and have made contact with the leaders.
The little bird nuzzles against her palm, then a gentle female voice comes through.
Hypatia, your voice. What's wrong?
I found that even among the Farlanders themselves,
I'll watch
opinions on
the
the
recording
current
with the
crisis
translation
are
later.
deeply
Thanks for
divided.
everything.
Their
Alright, thank you,
leaders are in
Psycho, for
constant
checking out.
dispute, each pursuing their own agenda.
She quickly summarized the situation at the settlement.
There is even someone who profits by undermining the collective. Should I expose him? Could this be some form of necessary balance I don't understand? Or is it simply an unavoidable compromise?
A person's everyday words reveal their true priorities. You are perceptive, Hypatia. With a little focus, you can discern the genuine desires behind their speech. Learn to listen for and understand these subtleties. The people of the Farlands prioritize concrete gains, because without that focus, they could not have survived the calamities. This may be hard for you to accept, but stating your position, showing where your loyalties lie, establishing mutual benefit, these two are the foundations of building trust. But most of all, trust in your own capabilities. You need not descend to their level. An Aurum Secretum prodigy should operate by her own rules. Your talents can become their hope.
It's just weird, like when there's static like that, the sound just we can hear like the full sentence. Just before the voice fades completely, she asks the question that has been burning inside her.
Why can some people simply not see the suffering of others?
Some simply lack the capacity for empathy. But more often, it is because they have not yet left the safety of the shore.
This is annoying as a noise a lot. I know, right? The signal phrase the bird's voice fading into static. Just as silence settles, she hears the measured tread of footsteps behind her.
Hello, Miss Campbell. What a pleasant coincidence meeting you here.
What? So many new characters. So many characters here. I was thinking like this chapter could be very expensive to make with the amount of voice actor and actress they hired. The NPC like a lot. They so far that I noticed there is every single NPC is being voiced.
A lot of people. By the way, I charge per person for my show.
The newcomer offers a composed smile, his words smooth and measured. The emblem of the Luminary Society glints from the embroidery of his tailored robe.
I am Dake, a fellow member of the Luminary Society. Like yourself, though my talents pale in comparison to yours.
That's why they really
You likely wouldn't recall me.
A colleague from the society.
I still haven't bought
It's
it.
a pleasure. But may I ask what brings you here?
Hypatia bows, a gesture of graceful composure meant to mask her pounding heart. Without a flicker in her expression, she severs the connections, letting silence fall between them.
For the same purpose as you, of course. To represent Fraser and the Society in uniting with our Farland allies and aiding their afflicted people.
He smiles and gestures toward Yokna and Ryle standing behind him, subtly indicating that he has already established contact with them.
Should have guessed you were with the Society, seeing how you handled that Aurum Secretum device. Meanwhile, some people just had to go around barking about Dis City spies, stirring up dust for nothing.
Everyone knows your type. As long as someone can fix your broken junk, you'd wag your tail even for a genuine Dissian.
If they ever make a book out of PTN, I will save up some money to buy it. This game has such talented writer. You mean like art book or like a novel? Like a, what do you call it? What do you call it? My English suddenly failed me. Spin-off, something like that. The argument swells, sharp and carrying, until the merchant's head appears in the doorway.
Must you argue
Oh, like
right
novels.
outside my... Oh my.
At the sight of the elegant figures, the merchant's irritation melts into performative delight. In the same breath, Russ withdraws with his presence, a subtle shadow behind the merchant's form. I'm personally more like a very visual type of person. So if like it's full word or letter, I don't think I will be able to last long. So I cannot.
What an honor to
I need
have such
pictures. I
distinguished
need
guests
some
at my
good-looking
humble
character in front of
threshold.
me.
Could you be looking for Ms. Hypatia?
His gaze slides between Hypatia and the newcomers, a careful tactical pause as he measures what to say at one bond and what bond to claim.
That is one of our purposes, as Miss Campbell is indeed a valued asset to the Society. However, there are more pressing matters that require our collective attention. Might we adjourn to a more suitable location to discuss them in detail?
Of
Read by
course, of
Zoomer.
course.
Zoomer?
How rude of me to keep you standing in this dust and wind. Please,
What is
let us
Zoomer?
continue our discussion indoors, where we may speak at our leisure.
Jabberwock Prince visibly smug at having discerned Hypatia's identity. His smile is ostentatious, like a peacock spreading its feathers to claim dominance. Hypatia and Russ makes no move to leave. The Luminaries representative merely smiles, unsurprised, and gestures for them to enter the tent. The others follow. Inside, the gathering is informal. They seat themselves with a relaxed air, and once settled, the society representative begins to speak, his composure intact.
I bring important news. I believe you have all received Fraser's invitation to the upcoming Unity Gala in the city to collectively commemorate the conclusion of the Ash campaign. Naturally, that is the public rationale. The true impetus for the gathering originates from a more distant city-state.
He pauses, scanning the room as his tone grows grave.
Yes. The greatest Dicity has recently issued a formal peace overture. They demand Fraser convene representatives of the Farland Alliance to jointly define a, quote, new peaceful relationship.
He's a curse boom. He's unshin, he's so perishing star. Oh, I just remember that we talked about Shin's new skin yesterday. I wonder if Grandma brought it. He said he didn't appreciate him. I think Grandma is XJ. Why suddenly the topic is changed to me? Hey, we're having a peace treaty here.
More regrettably,
Kids
we have
this
little
day
choice but to comply.
can't focus on the story. Just gossiping
Dicity
in the chat.
deployed its catastrophe weapon and destroyed our painstakingly cultivated Black Ring. Their so-called peace ambassador presented a list of conditions. Should we refuse, the consequence would be that warmonger Augustus massing her legions on our border.
Whoa, it's like a history repeat itself. But well, technically they're lost though. They lost the war. They don't have the power. They're not in the position of power to negotiate. You have to follow. Impossible. This couldn't be Margaret's words. Hypatia brought Titan. Yeah, I don't think Margaret doing that. Her gaze shifts toward Russ in the distance, who gives an almost imperceptible shake of his head. Keep listening. Oh, they tried to slander this city. A cold sneer escapes Ryle.
Fine. Let's have this damn meeting. Get them all in one room. We'll just plant a charge under the table and blow the whole lot to the heavens.
Oh, for pity's sake, simmer down. That's exactly what this city wants. Attacking envoys gives them the perfect war warrant. Do you have any idea what another conflict would do to us?
You just dig yapping about this and that. True. Grandma Augustus mentioned, yeah, Catherine is like a nuke. Launch Grandma and boom win. I mean, I don't know like how far is Catherine power range is. Maybe she can just send those what was it? The port to Fraser. The merchant looks imploringly at the society envoy.
Representative, you must give us a path forward. This instability is strangling commerce. We need clarity.
Hypatia's fingers drift to the small bird in her pocket. She traces its shape, a silent gesture that feels for a moment like a tether to the distant woman in white. Steady, Hypatia. Strategy. You must fulfill the task Margaret gave you. The society representative shakes his head with feigned seriousness.
Their methods are more refined than crude assassination. Their new Outland Affairs officer, this peace ambassador Margaret Kervaz, is particularly adept at persuasion. All smiles and promises of technology sharing. She's barely offered more than vague assurances. Cleaning contamination, joint calamity response, exploring ruins for hypercubes. And yet she has swayed several of our allied factions. The Nirvana expedition she leads has already established an outpost near the Führer ruins.
The name Führer, a ripple of unease passes through the Farland leaders. For many here, Führer only became real after the Black Ring incident. It was a crisis they never knew when it was a plea, and one they still failed to answer when it became a calamity.
Führer? Ain't that place Already a total loss? Contaminated ground.
Indeed. The area is catastrophically unstable. To go near is to court death. Rumors speak of ghost whales on the wind from miles off. And sightings.
She's like Magneto. Yeah, she's Magneto. She can control magnetic fields for metal. And she have Jaeger transformer. It's literally like punch the black ring. Feel free to spot me. Why are you guys calling Augustus grandma? Because she when I think it was NF71, she was 14 years old. 14 years old, and then when now it's NF115, so technically she's like 50 years old. I think around 50 or 60 years old. That is why people call her grandma. The only reason why she looks very young is because she's put in the cryptostasis, you know, the sleeping beauty kind of thing, like Captain America, you know what I mean? She old Reggie. Yeah, so that's why we all call her grandma.
Those city vultures.
Yep.
I won't let them pick over those
Ice
bones.
capsule.
But we lack the leverage to stop them.
Also, it's not really spoiler because it's from Shattered Blade, unless you haven't got to that point yet.
So what's their angle? We've scouted Führer ruins. Nothing there but beasts and broken Aurum Secretum junk. Nothing worth this trouble.
For this...
He draws out a slender glass vial, inside of which several miniature hypercubes pulse with a soft cerulean radiance.
With catastrophes rampant, hypercubes are the only precious resource capable of countering mania and shielding our people. Our breakthrough research at the Luminaris Society has confirmed a truth. They only precipitate from the remnants of a black ring. Andicity holds a monopoly. They use them as a leash, holding the entire world hostage, extracting every ounce of value we have. The wealth of their so-called premier city-state is built on that stranglehold. Now consider, in their moment of victory, they come to the edge of our black ring and propose joint development. What is their true objective?
Not grandma. Leon Dorelli remind me of an older Korean. Did I spell her name right? I think you're correct, yeah. And that's what I thought also. It has similar design.
Of course! Come to pick through our people's graves for treasure. That's the Dish City way!
The Luminaris representative gives a slow nod. The mood established, he now discards all pretense.
BR-005 and the hypercubes it yielded are a miracle born from our people's sacrifice. They are the Alliance's first real chance in years to change its fate. This city failed to find hypercubes at the main crash site. Now they look to its birthplace, Führer. They intend to steal our hope. For our people, and the larger strategic picture, we cannot openly break relations. But we cannot afford to fall behind in the exploration race either. If Margaret Kervaz secures hypercubes first, our claim to the BR-005 site becomes untenable.
Right? Not right. Ryle feels like the one that's the most easiest to manipulate it.
Securing the Black Ring means securing hypercubes first. This is precisely where the Society requires your assistance.
He's just all emotion. I'm angry!
Hold on. Our research on the Black Rings is still incomplete, and Farland's contamination protocols are not fully secure. A rash approach to Führer would be dangerously reckless.
Miss Hypatia, I fear you have been absent from the Society's halls too long. You are unaware of recent developments. Our research on BR-005 has made a significant leap. New data has allowed us to triangulate several high-probability locations for hypercube formation.
You bring the data, they bring the lives. That's the deal.
Not a flicker of emotion crosses the representative face. This challenge was well within the society projections.
The risks are real. I will compel no one. The society's message is delivered. The duty to protect your people remains yours.
Engi. What happened here? I'm Engi, I no fix. His gaze rests meaningfully on the silent representative of the three factions.
You understand my position. I'm a merchant. I must calculate the cost of everything. One misstep could mean ruin.
I'll go. Give me the data. I'll take stock of my gear. It can move out in a few days.
Ms. Yogna, please reconsider. Or take me with you. As an Aurum Secretum expert, I could offer your team some protection.
Right. With your tech, maybe we could even neutralize Führer's contamination. Get our hands on hypercubes, and we'll finally have a real bargaining chip against Mania. And against those Dis City bastards. Make them sit at a table that we set.
The society representative only smiles friendly in Hypatia's direction, offering neither confirmation nor denial. Yet, for reasons she cannot name, a sharp pain lances through her nape. Rael turns toward Yogna and whistle, sharp and dramatic. Why the whistle is like he's flirting?
Look at you growing a spine. Almost didn't recognize you.
Okay, stop flirting, you do.
All right, I'm in for this madness. But if we find any of those shiny rocks, my crew gets the lion's share.
The hell?
Gotta restock the arsenal. Last war left the cupboards bare.
Seeing the moment unfold, the merchant's hesitation shatters.
Well then, I shall contribute as well. For the future of the Farlands, I must certainly do my part.
Dyke sounds like a politician. He's a rep, so I guess he is a politician. Oh, I see. What if Chief find a new area, not yet claimed, and build his house there with his many mummies and daughter and cool bro?
It seems a consensus
I think like Chief has like
reached.
the strongest army with sinners.
Then there is no time to delay. We depart for the Führer ruins at first light tomorrow. We cannot allow the Dissians a head start.
I mean, if you remember during the Ireya event, Chief already thinking that like he hopes he can retire early, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I think it's her interrogation or on the Ireya event, but Chief mentioned like, yeah, it will be nice if I can retire early also. The society representative rises, cradling the luminous blue mineral, a stone of hope, its ethereal light pulsing softly in his grasp. Hypatia's protest dies unspoken. The warrior is lost to his rage, the merchant to his ledger, and the protector to her sacrifice. In this economy of blood and profit, danger and death have become acceptable currency, and any advice will be weightless. A cold sweat beats on her palms, her fingers close around the little bird in her pockets, but its connection is severed. In her hand, it is only silent metal. The moment the society representative eyes meet hers, the sorcery tears through her mind. Whispers become a roar, pain a splitting force inside her skull. Her vision blanks into white static, and sound vanish into a void. I don't know why, it feels weird when Chief is not around. It feels like I talk less when Chief doesn't have a dialogue. Not much pride, they're gonna suffer tomorrow. Chief just want to raise kids.
Be patient, darling. Get
His
in
economy
line.
and the
We've got
next word
enough
is
ammo.
controversial topic. I mean, I'm not sure
Do
Chief
you
is
wish to
quite...
join the expedition to Führer too? I must strongly advise against it. Consider your current state. Fainting at a simple meeting. A protracted journey into the waste would be untenable. Should your health suffer any further, Mr. Adelaide Campbell's displeasure would be considerable. We could offer no satisfactory explanation.
Yeah, Adelaide is busy being punched by Chief right now in the hospital.
There is a vacant residence within our temporary compound, which is secure and quiet. You and your companion will rest there to recuperate, Miss Campbell. We have arranged ample personnel to attend to your needs. For your own safety, please remain until our departure for Fraser. Leave the affairs of the Alliance to us. The Luminara Society, and indeed Fraser itself, will shepherd our collective future. You do agree, do you not, Miss Campbell?
You know why you feel less brain needed now? Yeah, because you are not the one who do the thinking. It's Hypatia, Russ, and Margaret. I'm just following at the moment. The so-called resting place is a cell carved into the rock. 3 walls, no windows. The air inside sits thick and still, like the inside of a sealed tomb. Guards wait at the door. Beyond them, 3 separate checkpoints, each manned by a small squad of 4 or 5. The lockdown is absolute.
Rest. This is clearly...
A vacation, and a thoughtfully arranged one at that.
Russ finishes her sentence, his tone of hand, while his fingers trace a subtle signal against his leg. Hypatia reads it instantly and quiets. The agent admires the room's layout aloud, already unspooling a roll of opaque tape. He sweeps the ceiling, the underside of the table, the back of cabinets. In under 5 minutes, a dozen listening devices are silenced. Oh, that's the pro. Only when he's satisfied does he set the tape aside, pick up an apple and offer it to Hypatia.
The hospitality is generous. Fruit like this is a rare sight outside Fraser's noble quarters. You should eat, Miss Campbell. Regain your strength. Your collapse earlier. It wasn't just exhaustion, was it? You were under some form of sorcery.
That's my
an extreme mental coercion technique. The Senate's work? Before we left the city? I didn't notice it earlier. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. If I had resisted the sorcery, we wouldn't have had to leave the meeting. We missed vital intelligence, and I gave him the perfect excuse to sideline us. This is entirely my fault.
Is it safe to talk that? Did he turn off the listening device?
My point.
But his true intent is lost on her. Overwhelmed by pressing dread and sharp regret, she wears a path across the floor of their opulent prison.
The Society talked about taking the Farlanders to find hypercubes. They would never be that altruistic. It's a play for their loyalty. They knew my identity, my connection to Margaret, and yet they didn't expose us during the meeting. That was no act of kindness.
In this economy, I would think Chief would prefer to be a sugar baby or a house husband. Well, he already have candidates for that.
Who are they pressuring? What other schemes are in motion? What is their real purpose in taking people to Führer? And why isolate us like this? I can't just wait here for whatever comes next. Miss Margaret tasked me with reaching the leaders. Fraser is planning something more, and I have to uncover it. I have to stop them. Mr. Rust, please, what should I do?
Her gaze finally lifts to Russ, a seasoned spy, a man of hidden resources. Maybe he has a way?
What to do? How about we start finding a way to treat the sorcery affecting you? It's taking a toll. And as you said, Führer will likely be a battlefield. When that time comes, I don't want...
But we don't have that kind of time. We need to get to Führer as soon as possible. I can endure this. It's manageable.
Didn't she already pass out many times? Russ studies her expression, resolve sharpened by desperation, anxiety hardening her natural stubbornness. Changing her mind is no longer an option. It feels like there is some level of influence from Hela.
I see. Very well. I'll think of something.
Russ' smile vanishes, replaced by a focused seriousness. He moves to the far side of the room, retrieves a prepared tea set and methodically checks the leaves for tampering before beginning the brew. His movements are unhurried, deliberate, a man thinking through each step as the water heats. When the tea is ready, he pours with quiet precision. Only then does he seem to reach a conclusion, extending a cup toward Hypatia.
Miss Campbell, are you fond of spy movies?
Spy movie.
I've seen a few, but now isn't the time for that, is it? I mean...
Hypatia reminds me of Chief when he pushes himself on missions. Well, Hella do the same thing, you know. That's why I'm saying that there's some influence after meeting Hella.
Good. That means you have some experience already. Consider this a practical exercise. You'll play the lead.
Where Hypatia looks visibly bewildered, Russ's expression grows serious. Whoa, is that serious?
Come to think of it, as a distinguished agent, personally praised by Miss Margaret, and a recipient of the 9th Agency Medal of Honor, I've never actually taken on an apprentice in all these years.
Damn, Hypatia gonna be his apprentice?
Interested in being the first? Miss Campbell.
Imagine Hypatia become like all spy.
Or may I call you Hypatia?
Call her Hippa. We all call her Hippa. Dark, stifling time congeals in the cavern's depth. For hours, the guard has listened in vain, ears straining for any useful sound. At last, a yawn cracks his composure. Then a cold numbness at the base of his skull, followed by a jolt of white-hot pain. His body seizes. Before he can turn, darkness swallows him, and he slumps to the stone floor. Russ materializes from the shadows, drags the guard into deeper blackness, and looks up. Overhead, the cavern branches into a network of winding passages, intricate as veins threading through the mountain's flesh. He angles his body, slips through a narrow split in the rock, and takes out a small arm-secretum figurine. A pause, then his finger works the metal, bending it into an unnatural, deliberate shape. Shh. Hypatia receives the figurine signal. In Russ's hand, his own piece bends automatically into an OK gesture in reply. A sight he finds quietly amusing. They meet in a narrow cave tunnel, moving single file through the winding stone, guided by faint drafts of air. The path is treacherous in the dark, forcing Hypatia to stay close on Russ's heels, her steps cautious. After circling the perimeter, however, they find the residence far more guarded than expected. The main entrance is sealed tight.
All the exits are blocked, and guards are posted. What do we do?
Then we find a key. Agent's rule number 1. Every lock, every cage, every puzzle has one thing that opens it.
That kind of rule only exists in the movies. Look at her face! Her aristocratic decorum keeps the rebuke silent. Instead, she quietly directs her words toward her newly acquired master.
But how do we find it? Time is short.
The mechanism blocking the doors aren't ordinary locks. They are integrated with arm secretum sorcery. That means the corresponding keys won't be physical, but coded with a specific arm secretum signature.
You handled them quite deftly when you captured me. You still have those little tools. Yes, Tony Stark of Arm Secretum.
Tony? What? Seriously? Wow, what a reference! Is that I love that reference. Hypatia nearly chokes at his remark.
I see.
So Tony Stark do exist in this realm, in this universe.
Any inhabited space needs ventilation. This Aurum Secretum spider can navigate narrow ducts and relay sound back. It should help us identify what we're dealing with.
No, don't come to think of it. It is Aurum Secretum kind of works like Iron Man, especially the maybe the part when it's already become nano machine. Am I spelling Aurum Mecha? It's possible. The Aurum Secretum figurine in her hand shift form, reshaping into a spider that vanished into the ventilation duct. It scuttled through the narrow passages and returns to her palm moments later. What is it, Reggie? You have a question? She looks up and signals to him in a harsh code. Found it. The key is in the third room below, on one of the people inside. Russ replies with a silent thumbs up. Have your little friend shadowed them and find an opening to retrieve it? Hypatia nods. The Aurum Secretum spider lowered itself from the fan on a silken thread, hovering just above the guards' heads. Everything is prepared. Now they wait. Then, from inside the room, a conversation reaches Hypatia's ears, clear and unguarded.
These Farlanders are so damn easy to bait. Mention hypercubes and their eyes go wide like greedy kids at a candy stall.
Well, Ryle, probably.
They're just backwater hicks after all. Hey, you locked up, right?
Locked and loaded. Let's get out of this dump already. Slumming it out here is torture. Just looking at these locals makes my skin crawl. Oh, and get this. Yesterday, some little beggar kid came running up.
Their words grow more brazen, more insulting. Hypatia's expression tightens, disapproval etched clearly across her face. Arrogant, despicable, shameful, she bats down on the fury, forces her hands to still. She must endure this. From beside her, Russ watches her reaction. A faint smile touches his lips and as he taps the ground lightly, pulling her focus back to him. Rule number 2. Strike when the opportunity presents itself. Punishing the wicked never requires hesitation. But isn't this supposed to be a covert operation? What if we alert the other guards?
Agents work under tremendous pressure with highly strung nerves. Appropriate release is essential for maintaining mental and physical well-being. As for your concern about word getting out, if it can't leave this building, then it's not really a leak, is it?
Oh. Yeah, that's really true. The legendary agent gestured with a hand. Tucked in his palm are several neatly severed communication cables.
Just clip them on my way past. These are all the lines.
You want to step
Those poor guards can't reach anyone outside now.
Then, what was the point of all that careful, nerve-wracking stealth? Are we really shooting a scene? Hypatia tired of his shit. But before Hypatia can voice a word of protest, the agent, ever meticulous, is a drawn bowstring, his full intent aimed and ready to lose.
Get ready. Here comes the action sequence climax.
We are shooting a scene. Click. The light in the room go out.
Fuck! Another power outage. What a shithole.
Wait, this is an attack? Look out! Ah!
In one fluid motion, Russ tears the air fan open and drops into the room. He lands squarely on one researcher's bald head, then spins, driving a hand strike into the neck of another. Seizing a flashlight from a nearby table, he angles its beam back up toward the opening.
Rule number 3. Never waste a spotlight moment. Your turn, Agent Campbell.
Oh, what is Hypatia gonna do? Lit from below by the flashlight spotlight. Seriously? Hypatia descends from the opening.
This mission impossible? I will complete it.
Is this another reference? Oh my god, so many references. That's so cool. Oh no, I have to do this? Oh crap. Wait, I have to read this one. You're gonna go there. Okay, you're gonna move there. Okay, just gonna there. Oh, this one is the longest. Okay. This one is circling. Okay, cool. At this point, Russ is just enjoying whatever is happening. Okay, oh shit, I forgot. I think he do this one. He's gonna do what is it? Okay, okay. How is it? Okay, this one I think L here, right? This one is just circling. Okay, cool. I think this is gonna go here, right? So I should be able to go here. Oh crap, but this guy is gonna go there. Okay, okay. He's gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. I think he... Okay, this guy gonna go here. Okay, okay, okay. So this one gonna go there. So I cannot go there. Okay. I think I got this. Ah no! Shit! I forgot. Oh no! I'm an untrained spy.
Let us begin.
I think crap. I thought I'm gonna get it first time. I think I got it. I got the idea correct though. Okay. What is? Oh, what's this? Oh, wait a minute. What is that? I can click something. Can I change the trajectory? Oh, this is the target. Okay, okay, okay. Why I only have 14 here? Oh, I only can move 14 times. Okay, here. I think this is gonna go there, right? So... I think I have to go back. Oh no! Oh shit! Can I go back? Oh no! I'm dead! I'm dead! I'm so dead! I'm freaking dead! I'm freaking dead! Oh no! Okay. Come on! Can you make it quick? Nah. Go. Well, let me try my own first. And if it get too long, then you can give me a hint. I think he's gonna go there. He's gonna turn right. Fuck, mate. I'm stuck here. If I go there, I'm dead. If I'm going there, I'm dead. Yeah, if I go there, I'm dead. Do I have a skill? Nothing? Maybe I was... You got this already. This thing is the only time we use. We just kill the bottom. Just kill the bottom lines. This one. Do I need to repeat then? Yeah, let me repeat. By the way, I'm not quite understand what does it mean by scale the bottom line. So let's go here. Oh, you gotta turn there. Oh shit. Oh! Wow, thank you for the hint. Nice.
Just take the key. Don't hit me. Stop. I was wrong. I promise not to say anything. I'll donate to refugees tomorrow and support the Farlands. Ow!
Ow! I thought you were gonna say ow. Whoa! Is that what are they doing? Armed Secretum gadgets shriek and scatter across the room. Researchers sob and crawl, pleading as they flee. Whoa! This is the first time I see this sprite. With Ross cutting through the close quarter and Hypatia unleashing Aurum Secretum from a distance, every guard sent their way is swiftly dismantled. For the first time, Hypatia feels a raw electric thrill. All her pent-up restraint shatters. She's free to unleash everything she's held back. No propriety, no decorum, just pure satisfying payback. Oh, so basically Russ is doing that on purpose. So, because Russ is know that Hypatia kind of like don't like listening to these people bad-mouthing other people. That's why Russ like, hey, you know what? Let's beat them up. In a way, you know, with this play spy, you know, pretend spy situation, I think. Because the spread here. Invasion development is just wowy. How did they know they are being attacked because they were bad-mouthing people? How did they know that they are being attacked because they were I'm not sure. Finally, she draws out a small, untested aurum secretum explosive of her own design. Since the invitation, she has been waiting for the deployment opportunity. Cradling it in her palm, she twists the ring, feels the mechanism hum to life, and as the countdown bleeds its final second, hurls it. Blast them all. That sounds almost like Augustus, but Hypatia. Blast them all. What's Augustus say, by the way? Crush them all. Oh yeah, Augustus say crush them all. The ship bucks violently, slamming Hypatia against her seat and tearing her from asleep. Outside, Night has swallowed the white sand. At the controls, Russ pilots calmly, having just rammed a stray sandworm. He raises his sidearm and puts a round through it without breaking focus. Right, they won. They gave the researchers a good beating. Commandeered a luminary ship and have been on the run ever since.
How long was I asleep? Have we reached Fuhrer? Did we catch up?
Easy. The main show's over. Why not tidy up first?
He smiles and taps his own cheek. Hypatia freezes, then frantically wipes the corner of her mouth. As she overslept, wait. Displays some undignified habit in plain sight. Surely she hadn't drooled or lost her composure. Such things were unthinkable in the Campbell household. Oh, that's so cute. I think she's blush a little. I don't know if you can say it, but she's blushing. The young noble lady's hand moved in a flurry, only to pause as her fingers trace her own expression. Her cheeks feel tight, the corners of her mouth are lifted. She is smiling. That chaotic escape had followed her into sleep and returned with her to waking, bringing back a smile she had long forgotten.
Seems you had a good dream.
I did. Thank you.
Don't mention it. We help each other out. I got myself an apprentice and scratched that spycraft itch. I had fun too. An agent's duty is to uphold justice from the shadows. Isn't that how it goes?
Oh, this is the first time I see Hypatia laughing like that. Russ watches, quietly satisfied as the rigidity of a Campbell child fractures and gives way to Hypatia unguarded, luminous, loving face. That's a new sprite.
I like it.
The night is ink dark, stars gleaming like scattered silver. The sand ship cuts through the wind, carving two sharp trails in its wake. I like the dynamic between these two. Master and apprentice relationship. Minutes later, the sand ship drifts to a halt in the shadow of a low dune. Ahead stands an abandoned safe house, a few scraggly trees clinging to its side. The wind has stilled, a deep watchful silence blanket the landscape. To the horizon, there is no trace of human life, a place that feels removed from all conflict and calculation. Russ mutters something about needing rest and fuel after a long run, then heads off with their food stashed to build a fire. All of it, he notes, was liberated from the Luminary Society. Soon, chicken sizzles on the makeshift grill, porridge simmers in an iron pot, and a careful spread of vegetables and fruit sits to the side. Even a sealed canister of drinking water appears. It's a mystery how the small, battered research sand ship ever held so much.
We've got time. Let's refuel first.
She's all smiley now, Hypatia. Hypatia no longer urges them onward. He's right, of course, as he usually is. She takes the ear of corn he offers and eats slowly, studying their surrounding. Above, a boundless star-field glitters. Below the slope, a few weathered grey stones rest in the shadows. For the first time in too long, she feels her shoulders loosen, her breath deepen. And with that ease comes clarity. Her focus sharpens, her senses returning to their old familiar keenness.
Fjord doesn't have sand like this. The terrain is different too. Where are we?
Oh. I bet in her red dress her line changed to Aura Farm though. She glances toward Russ. By the way, I'm going to buy the red dress skin when it's come out. I'm gonna save. She glances toward Russ, but the agent remains absorbed in tending the grill, his focus never leaving the flames.
Weren't we going to Fjord?
Oh no, did Trust trick her?
What's waiting there will be brutal. Listen to your master. Eat first, then move.
And after that? Where are you taking me?
The words catch in her throat, thick and bitter. Speaking feels like swallowing glass.
It is Fjord, isn't it? You will take me there, won't you, sir? I have to go.
The agent finally looks up from the fire. His gaze meets her, and the silence between them is gentle, almost kind. But Hypatia already knows the answer he hasn't spoken, and it isn't gentle at all.
You're strong, Hypatia. But the battlefield ahead consumes everyone who steps onto it. So, it's time I send you away from here.
No, why? I bet it. Whoa, still 4?
I won't let you down.
No. The autumn wasteland night bites deep. Starlight is now a cold, punctured white, like countless tiny rents in the fabric of the dark, gazing down on the barren earth and the lost souls wandering beneath. By the campfire, the fallen Campbell Harris huddles, hugging her knees. Even the flames cannot warm the grey pallor of her face. The food Ross prepared sits untouched and cold beside her. No, it was like they already had like good buddy just now. Now it's awkward again. She doesn't blink. Her eyes are fixed on the embers as they slowly die.
I won't go. I won't go anywhere except Fjord. Ms. Margaret entrusted me to reach the leaders of the Farland settlements. She said Fraser is moving against everyone, that preserving peace means stopping their schemes. I must go.
While bearing that torturous sorcery.
You promised her you would help me.
I will. But I only make choices by my own judgment. And she knows that.
Her emotion clot in her throat before she can voice them. Ross's resolve is unyielding, and Hypatia, against her own will, trusts it. It's that very trust that now saturates her with a sorrow that feels unseen and absolute.
Do you judge me a burden? Because I can't withstand the Luminaris Society's sorcery. Because I...
Keep failing.
You know that isn't what I meant.
Ross's voice softens. He sets the still warm cup of tea in her hands, taking her cold plate away. He then feeds more charcoal to the fire and watches, silent as the embers fight to catch. Only when the flames lift and steady does he seems to find his words.
I share Madame Margaret's high regard for you. The peace you have envisioned together is truly moving. I admire everything you've both done. But she is, after all, this city's peace ambassador. However deep your friendship runs, Margaret holds an unshakable position. And trust me, that position does not align with yours. You don't owe the Outland Affairs officer your compliance. You have already gathered ample intelligence for her and scouted the dangers ahead. It's enough. She'll be satisfied. Just look at how the Luminaris researchers have reacted. The Fraser authorities have already factored you into their schemes. The plots aimed at you are as thick as those targeting other leaders. If Margaret truly considered you a friend, she would agree to keep you off that field.
He says reassuringly, retrieving a thin blanket from the ship and wrapping it around her shoulders. But the gesture only deepens her shivering. This ship goes no further. He will not take another step with her. Her journey ends here. Her breathing shallows. The spiritual brand flares, making her blood feel like fire in her veins. She forces herself still. Calm, she must stay calm. Any outburst now would only prove his point, that she's a child to be suited with empty comforts. She refuses that. The road ahead is a war for adults, and if she wants to walk it, she must first earn her place.
It isn't only for Ms. Margaret. This is my own judgment. My choice.
Hypatia fights the tremor in her limbs as the sorcery twists through her nerves. Clutching the fraying ends of her control, she forms each word with painstaking care, willing her voice to sound steady and resolute.
I am an Aurum Secretum scholar and Fraser's frontline mania specialist. All theoretical data from the Luminaris Society has passed through my hands. I know they lack this city's accumulated technological foundation. Fraser cannot purge the remnants of BR-005. Even if a mine emerges from the ruins, it'll be nothing but a contaminated death trap. Human bait laced with hypercubes. Countless refugees will be deceived into walking straight into it. Their lives becoming consumables for Fraser to harvest resources, just like Fuhrer before. I know this pattern too well. The tasks they once assigned me followed the same design. My city-state incites despair and hatred to control refugees. The society I served uses truth to deceive believers. My research has been complicit in these crimes. Every comfort of my life has been built upon the suffering of others. And then, my brother.
She fights to stay steady, but at the mention of him, a tremor escapes her control.
Yes. The one who brought the suspicious individuals into Fuhrer was Adelaide Campbell. He delivered the seed they called inheritance to the refugees. I believe you understand what that means, so you must also know what he has done.
How terrible is your brother?
He is my brother. He led me out of the Campbell household, introduced me to experimental research, and opened doors for me. He was once so close to me.
The past surges, tenderness and cruelty, sincerity and hypocrisy, colliding into dissonant shards that form memories beyond reasons. Both the beautiful and the monstrous feel equally unreal, like pieces of the same fever dream. The hand that once guided her so gently was also steeped in blood. They had walked so closely that she must have walked in it too, staining what she would once believe was a path of light.
He was that close to me. All of it happened where I could see. I understand what was done. Some things, I must do them myself. Ms. Margaret, Hela, Yokna, Rael, Jabara, and all the people of Fuhrer. They're waiting. I have to go. This time, I must make it in time.
What about Horo though? Don't forget about Horo.
This is my inescapable responsibility.
She tries to speak, but her voice fails. A gust of wind tears her words away, burying them under the snap and rustle of the weathered tarpaulin along the hull. Russ watches her closely. The young scholar pupils tremble, her lips pale. It's hard to tell whether the sorcerer is strangling her reason, or if her own obsessive fixation is feeding the torment planted inside her.
Responsibility.
You're the light bastard. He turns his gaze to the fire, flickering against the dark.
The responsibility to prevent tragedy. Being accountable to others.
The flames gutter, but he doesn't feed them this time. He only watches his expression cooling with the embers until it matches the night chill.
How far does that responsibility extend?
Huh?
When his gaze finds her again, there is no trace of the earlier kindness left in it.
Will you challenge Fraser, toppling political alliances they've nurtured for decades? Or will you hunt the undergrounders, rooting out sewer rats even the Ninth Agency couldn't catch? How far are you willing to go? And what price are you prepared to pay? Is it responsibility driving you to this, or guilt? Do you truly wish to stop a conspiracy, or are you trying to atone for the past?
She forgot her because Horo is small. Well, I think Horo is already out. Hey, Hela.
Or perhaps all that matters is that you suffer, treating this as your personal penance.
The protest rises, but she swallows it. Hypatia turns her head aside. When she finally speaks again, the ideals have bled out of her voice. What remains is hollow, a dry, resolute echo.
That doesn't matter, sir. What I think is irrelevant. Whatever the Farlands need, I will do. I will offer everything a scholar can provide.
Russ feels a sudden, ironic urge to laugh. The things she calls irrelevant are perfectly clear to him, and he knows exactly how much trouble it would be to move the immovable rock before him. It's all too familiar. He knows he should stop here, but the words slip out anyway.
Then start by reclaiming what makes you most valuable as a scholar. Recover your composure and your wisdom. See yourself clearly. See the world clearly. Then you will understand. You truly did your best. That things did not turn out perfectly is not your failing.
His tone holds no warmth, but neither is it harsh, only steady and inevitable, like a ever-shifting quicksand.
You cannot fight the sins of an entire city-state, nor can you reclaim loved ones who have fallen to corruption or simply drifted away. All distortion and suffering in the lands of famine stems from scarcity. Calamities have compressed humanity's living space. You cannot achieve a reversal unless you make the perishing star change its course. But none of us can do that.
It's like a sigh that arrives too late, a eulogy echoing from a distance, spoken before an audience that isn't there.
The black ring born from the collective will. It's the terminal illness of our age, a fate chosen by so many. You can't undo that with a hero or two. To carry the burden of others, you must first abandon the past and walk alone into the future. That is the true responsibility of a survivor, and it is no lighter than seeking death or atonement.
At first, Hypatia doesn't grasp his meaning, but she noticed something else. Russ is looking at her, yet through her. His gaze is fixed on something she can't see. A jarring dissonance settles in her mind, and the contradictions begins to surface. Will we ever find Horo? They mentioned she's MIA, but so far we are not even officially looking for her. I think, yeah, we don't know where she is. But if I'm not wrong, in Hela Perspectra, I think it's kind of hinted that it might be what maybe Hela going to try to do next. Maybe with Chief. I don't know. Why would a DCT agent who only came recently know so much about the Luminary Society? How can he, her supposed ally against the Black Ring, wield the underground sorcery? Why, after just accepting Miss Margaret's request, does he break protocol and urge her to leave? And why now? Who is he seeing when he looks at her? The question knot together, tightening until instinct pulls one thread loose. She asks it softly.
Did something happen to you in the past?
Her question draws him back, his gaze clears, returning from some distant place to rest on her, present and solid. Then at last his familiar smile returns.
Interested in my past? That'd take more than one night to tell. And fabricating stories is an agent's essential skill. Still care to hear it?
I would love to hear it. Doesn't matter how fabricated it is, it must be there is some truth in there.
Actually, never mind. Time's precious, and we're nearly at the appointed hour.
We will bring back another daughter. Yeah. We will bring little Zoya. I mean, Zoya appearing maybe gonna be like some plot point, you know. Zoya tried to save Horo, maybe, I don't know. He said too much. Russ's eyes flick skyward, where a violet star drifts past the zenith, the signal from his contact. That person will be here soon. Time to finish the preparation.
My friend will be here shortly to take you somewhere safe. Once you're clear of the interference, that little dove of yours should regain its strength. You'll be able to reach Margaret again.
Who's his friend?
You can report to her then. The Peace Ambassador will soon step onto her own battlefield. The intelligence you've gathered will be a considerable asset. This time, you will not disappoint her expectations. Don't worry, my old colleague isn't as fragile as she might seem to you. With her methods, that Gala and Fraser will certainly achieve peace, regardless of what the organizers intended. As for the Luminaris Society, the Underground, or the Black Ring, leave them to me. They're already my prey. You just need to pick whichever show you prefer. Infiltration, espionage, assassination, or explosions. Take your pick. Soon, the Fraser News channels will broadcast a brand new spy blockbuster. Tune in and enjoy the show. Thank you for your patronage in advance.
Yeah. A good show about to start. Oh! Julian, don't scream. He turns to Hypatia, his expression softening.
Now then, Agent Campbell, if that excessive sense of responsibility is weighing you down to the point of
Here we go.
suffocation, perhaps you should consider my advice. Your brilliance should be directed toward a greater future, not crushed under the weight of guilt until you fall into a manipulator's trap and your talent withers prematurely.
I start to get it why. I remember during the trailer, some people said this design is really, what do you call it? A love and deep space man type of design.
Perseverance is admirable, but when the path ahead seems pitch black, there's no harm in waiting, showing patience before charging blindly ahead. Seek knowledge, forge friendships. You may yet borrow light from unexpected places, illuminating paths you never knew existed.
Like that illuminate paths? The phrase reaches her with perfect clarity, yet she can't recall what such light looks like. She tries to reconstruct it in her mind, gathering fragments of memory and shaping them into something that might resemble illumination. And as the image takes shape, a sudden profound longing rises in her chest. It feels like a thirst she never named, like a traveler sighting a mirage of water after crossing a desert, a yearning she cannot contain.
Where would it be?
I don't know, but it will appear, because you are kind, principled, and just stubborn enough. Many will want to help you, and many more will need your help in return. Keep moving forward, but always toward the light. Someday, the clouds before your eyes will disperse, and all the questions that trouble you now will find their answers.
A tremor runs through her, memories surge, a flicker passing behind her clouded eyes, something like tears or longing. In that moment, Russ knows his words have struck true. Finally, a crack appears in the armor of her composure. Hypatia's lips part, desperate for more. But the words never come. They die unspoken, dissolving into a whisper of defeat.
There I go again. Always like this.
What is it?
When she lifts her head again, the stubborn rock is armored once more. Hypatia looks Russ squarely in the eye and delivers her answer, each word measured and precise.
I will take your advice and leave for safety with your friend. However, before that, I still wish to complete the one task that lies directly ahead of us.
I'm curious with the friend here. I'll be surprised if it's actually Zoya that pick her up, although it's probably not likely.
This isn't just about my personal obsession. It is also assistance you will greatly need for what comes next. I suspect that after sending me away, you intend to go to the Fuhrer ruins alone. Am I wrong? You called those people your prey. You won't stand idle while their conspiracy unfolds.
No, not gonna lie, Russ' outfit does look like a skin from Love and Deep He bikes Russ gets parental, so Margaret is the evil in-law? This clearly like a master-apprentice relationship. But I guess some fanfiction are gonna do something about it.
But the Luminaris Society's intelligence network is exceptionally complex. No matter how capable you are, you cannot decipher their data alone. I was once one of them, so I understand their systems, and I have conducted extensive research on Fuhrer. That is precisely what you need now, isn't it?
Russ says nothing, perhaps surprised by the girl's sudden poise, perhaps genuinely considering her words. Hypatia used the silence. She stands and offers a deep, formal bow.
I apologize. I know I have been stubborn. I've caused you trouble throughout this journey, and now I make such a request. But before I can move forward with resolve, I must fulfill this duty. I give you my word. During the operation, I will follow every command and will not complicate matters. Once I have provided the necessary support and ensured the safety of the Farland leaders, I will leave Fraser exactly as you arrange. You may say suffering is inevitable in this land, but my intuition as a scholar tells me the moment for change has finally come. BR-005 was a devastating blow, yet it is also the hope they have waited for so long. This is the most critical juncture. I want to contribute too, and there are things I can do now. If my skills are insufficient for field operations, then perhaps you could instruct me, Master? I should at least qualify as a somewhat talented student, shouldn't I? After all, I did manage to capture you 3 days ago.
Oh, that is quite manipulative tactic, calling him master.
I'm not entirely without worth. Am I? Please, I am asking you.
Hypatia manages an uneven smile through swollen, red-rimmed eyes, and for a moment a genuine brightness pierced the night. Actually like the divorced parent vibe from Margaret and Rust. Judging from the writer reaction in the stream, yes, Margaret probably the evil in-law. And Russ often offers Chief to drink some martini with him. I can't forget whatever he said because he's very yeah, I think they purposely put this CG for that long. Okay, I think I already read that. How cruel that such light has fallen upon this dark, desolate wasteland. Russ finally understands. He cannot move this stubborn rock alone. His gaze shifts toward the horizon. His contact hasn't arrived, but a different, fainter light glides in from the opposite direction, moving toward the plane. Also, for some reason, Margaret reminds me of Margaret Thatcher in real life, so I'm not sure if trickle-down economy is going to appear in PTN. That could be possible. It's someone else. He recognized it instantly.
Not mine. Fraser pursuers, perhaps? Seems we were too engrossed in conversation and missed our window. We'll wait for the next one.
He rises, calmly smothers the campfire, and calculates the distance and timing. Enough time remains. Brushing his hands clean, he turns to Hypatia.
Well, now we've got plenty of extra time. Anything else you wish to do? Tell me. I'll see it through with you to the end.
Thank you. I'm sorry to impose, but thank you. I will give it everything I have.
All right. It's fine. I saw this coming. I understand.
Oh no, bye CG! He covers their traces with sand, tosses the still warm fire remnants onto the sand ship, then signals his contact and boards to reconfigure their route. Oh my heart. They will take the long way through high-risk territory to break any trail, before circling toward their true destination. Sooner or later, she must return to the beginning, to see the ruins of Furor with her own eyes. In Fraser City, we are back to Margaret. The sky hangs low, a veil of grey gauze blurring Fraser's firmament. Yet the nobility's garden salon remains an island of fragrance and light, where laughter flows unchecked. The hostess sits alone in a secluded corner, posture languid yet regal. With delicate fingers, she crumbles a honey cookie onto the table, smiling as small birds hop close to peck at the pieces. A noble approaches quietly and takes the seat beside her. Isn't it the silhouette of Theodore?
You seem somewhat preoccupied, Ms. Margaret. Not enjoying the salon?
Margaret's expression remains distant, still shadowed by unspoken worry.
Forgive me. My mind was elsewhere. A cherished canary of mine flew from my window some days ago. With the state of the world beyond our walls, the contamination, the sandstorms,
Canary.
I fear for the poor creature.
A pity. If it ventured beyond the city, I fear the odds are grim. The wastes are fraught with more than calamities, but please do not despair. I have several fine canaries at my estate. You would be most welcome to visit and select a new companion.
Margaret shows no offense. She only smiles and lets out a long, soft sigh.
You are too kind. But each creature has its own spirit, does it not? I was particularly fond of that one.
After a long moment, Margaret rises to her feet.
My apologies to everyone, but I must beg your indulgence and end this tea party early. A pressing matter requires my attention. Please, do continue to enjoy the afternoon.
Can we have that CG as a wallpaper though? You can actually, like, if you buy that thing from the shop, I think there's an option that you can download it. With that, she gives a slight graceful flourish of her fan and turns away, leaving the gathered Fraser nobles in speechless silence. As she reaches the stairs, a figure steps smoothly into her path, blocking her descent.
Where are you heading to, ma'am?
Under Helga's icy gaze, Margaret's smile becomes a mask that gives nothing away.
Envoys from the Luminaris Society made an appearance at the Farland meeting. Negotiations proceeded favorably. A joint expedition to the Furor ruins is now being discussed. We both know what Fraser truly seeks in those ruins. So, you can rush back home, or you can stay here and continue to watch me. The choice is yours.
Deep in white sands. Starlight washes over the white sands, glazing a landscape thick with the mingled reek of rot and stagnant mire. An armed Secretum warrior moves forward, flanked by a sleek alchemic beast that treks through the desert in silence. A sudden vibration cuts the silence. The warrior retrieves a communicator and sees a message from the Luminaris Society. The rat has fled, Saina. Track it. Terminus it.
Mission received.
She bends down, gently stroking the alchemic beast's hat.
This city spy. I will kill you. I will spill your blood as an offering to my brothers and sisters.
May there be no suffering beings wherever I go.
2 days later, outskirts of the Führer ruins. Days surrenders to dust, angular structures stand as solitary sentinels on the sandy ground, their sharp edges softened by the orange-yellow wash of twilight. This is their destination, the Führer ruins, but to enter they must first find a map that promises safe passage within. According to Margaret's information, this desolate place should be the Führer expedition base, a joint DCT Nirvana venture for surveying the region. Now not a soul stirs, only dust moves, settling silently on every forgotten surface.
It seems this site was abandoned days ago.
Supplies intact, gear in place, but no people. Not a good sign.
I thought the chapter
Stay
would
sharp.
be short because it's just 6. Apparently it's a 6 battle, not story. Yeah, they have like, you know, the stages with, what do you call it? The puzzle and all.
Understood.
But main story usually really long. As they enter the camp, the equipment bears the clear insignia of both DCT and Nirvana. Pushing deeper, the air changes, the dust thins, and the evidence of violent struggle grows. Machinery lies in shattered pieces, not just broken but pulverized with what looks like pure hatred. Rounding the corner into the main hall, they find a body slumped behind a door, and there, scrawled across the far wall in a jagged, rusty brown, is a message. DCT dogs, get out.
These wounds, a mix of deep lacerations and blunt force impact. Messy. Not the work of trained combatants. Could it have been refugees?
Refugees don't pass over bread during a raid, just to chew on these instead.
Russ points to the cluttered table, where stale black bread sits forgotten. Beneath it, official reports lie scattered across the floor, their pages a chaotic mix of DCT and Fraser languages.
Then who would do this?
Russ casually picks up a report from the table, flipping through pages dense with technical jargon and complex equation. Finding it indecipherable, he tosses it to the expert.
No ordinary soul could parse this. Takes a particular kind of brilliant mind. Sound familiar?
The Luminaris Society?
The building power has long been dead. In the dim light, they can just discern the shapes of overturned tables and chairs, and the hulking forms of survey equipment half shattered. On the tabletops, small, hardened remnants of abandoned meals share space with sheets of coarse craft paper, the standard wrapping for Farland dry provisions. Hypatia's eyes catch on a half-buried corner of paper in the ash. She brushes it clean, revealing a fragment of data records, its text incomplete but unmistakable. Log ID subject preliminary investigation report on residual traces in Führer, birthplace of BR005. In accordance with the committee directive, our team has completed on-site surveying and initial analysis of residual traces in Führer. The summary findings are as follows. Multi-point sampling and data analysis indicate that the area exhibits extremely high contamination concentration, yet hypercube extraction levels remain exceptionally low. Comparison with existing black ring data confirmed that BR005 was an anomalously weak black ring, incapable of forming a viable mine. Consequently, this site holds no developmental value for hypercube extraction. It should be noted by relevant departments, the contamination originating from a black ring's birthplace doesn't dissipate upon the black ring destructions. Significant purification effort will still be necessary, leading to substantial development and long-term maintenance costs. Additionally, this investigation has confirmed the dynamic nature of BR005. Through trajectory backtracking and catastrophe trace analysis, it has been verified that BR005 has been in a state of continuous migration since its inception. This movement has produced extensive contamination along its path, with contamination levels showing a steady increase, directly resulting in the formation of a high-risk catastrophic corridor. Conclusion and suggestion. Although energetically weak, the migration characteristic exhibited by BR005 and the resultant contamination issue necessitate careful oversight and management. By tracing its migration path, we have confirmed the potential for this black ring to undergo continuous strengthening, which will proportionally increase the likelihood of viable hypercube extraction in the future. Investigation Team Lead, Albert West.
These are all investigative reports on the contamination in Fuhrer. The readings are critically high. The situation inside is dire.
Hypatia sets down the document aside, her attention drawn to the room center, where a massive device looms in the gloom.
A hypercube signal detector.
Alright, see you,
Left
Julian.
behind
Thanks for
due to its
coming.
bulk, most likely.
See you on the next stream.
Though superficially damaged, the core structure remains intact. Critical components and stored data should still be recoverable.
Hypatia eyes the device briefly, then summons her Aurum Secretum. Without hesitation, she drives it deep into the structure atop the machine. The sorcery whisper in her mind once more. Clutching her forehead, Hypatia fights for focus. Disassembles, separate, secure. Her hands respond with flawless precision, stripping away a component housing in seconds. At the same instant, a crimson sorcery pattern flares to life on the floor by the hidden door.
Well now, seems someone really doesn't want these secrets getting out. You keep looking, see what else they have here.
Rust offers her a nod and strides outside.
I'll go have a word with those outside.
Battle. Can't see the enemy. You know, like I feel like the stage just very annoying. The layout. Like I can't even utilize Bianca very well because of the stage. Where's the best place to put this?
For the purest form of peace. Here comes the breaking news!
Ah, crap. Can I move this? I cannot move that. Goddamn. It's blocking me.
Enjoy the release!
Oh, so if I in the area I cannot do ultimate?
Overflow.
That's annoying.
Warning! Here comes the breaking news!
Oh crap.
For the purest form of peace.
Shoot.
Listen to its whispers.
Hello. I need
Enjoy the release! Here comes the breaking news! Overflow! Warning!
For the purest form of peace.
Enjoy the here comes the breaking news!
Still more? Oh my god, this one is huge.
Listen to
Oh,
its
crap.
whispers.
Wait, Rust.
Overflow! Warning! Overflow! Warning! Camera!
Ah! Oh no!
Camera! I'll leave it to you.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Hold still, my friend.
For the purest
Ah, zero.
form of peace.
Oh, thank god.
Oops! I'm gone.
Who shot me? Oh, this guy. Doesn't have a range, it's just really annoying.
To its whispers.
Because I cannot attack them. I'm running out of move. Yeah, the thing that making difficult is the stage. The stage layout is annoying. The puppets surge toward Russ in an endless tide. He meets them with flawless precision, dodging, weaving, and launching counter-strike in the same motion. He carves through the overwhelming numbers. The walls are splattered with reddish-black fluid, yet the dismembered puppets twitch and rise again. For every one that falls, another advances, their fearlessness as infinite as their numbers.
Their taste remains as charming as ever, still utterly repulsive. My part's down here. How's yours coming along?
Whoa, did he just solo the puppet alone? When Russ returns to the hidden chamber, he stops short. The floor is a sea of chalk equation. In the center, Hypatia crouches with a grave expression, a piece of chalk still gripped in her hand.
No traces. None at all.
Hypatia points to her final calculation with absolute certainty.
The hypercube radiation logs show absolutely no residual signatures. Those signatures cannot be scrubbed. The only logical conclusion is there is no hypercube in Führer. Not now, not ever. The survey data is thorough, meticulous. The probability of fabrication is negligible. And the last observational entry was 4 days ago, meaning the attack coincided with the halt in reporting.
I see. So the Luminaris Society had the city's data 4 days ago. They knew Führer held nothing but lethal contamination. Yet, at the Farland meeting, they announced a hypercube discovery and arranged for the faction leaders to tour these contaminated ruins. You actually got it right. Those Black Ring ruins were never a discovery site. They were a hunting ground, with the hypercubes as the bait.
An ominous thought blooms in Hypatia's mind, and a cold dread climbs her spine in his wake. Even afflicted with the Senate's torture sorcery, she has never felt a disquiet this profound.
The ones who accepted the invitation. They were faction leaders, desperate to find hypercube deposits, hoping to withdraw their people from the war.
Within their factions, they face the greatest pressure to survive and were the most desperate to find hypercubes. Thus, they treated the invitation with the highest priority, willing to explore personally.
And Führer was part of the Farland territory. If they die here, no one would suspect Fraser. Leave a few pieces of Dis City equipment at the scene, and the blame falls squarely on Dis City and Nirvana.
She lifts her head. The confusion in her eyes is gone, replaced by pure urgency.
What they want is the lives of those Farland leaders. Yokna and the others, they're walking into a tomb.
The Farland clans are already divided. Losing several key leaders would plunge them back into total disarray. Easy prey for Fraser to carve apart. They have to stop them. If they don't intercept them before they go deeper into Führer, the consequences will be catastrophic.
Nothing can stop us now.
Just how despicable Fraser can be, like seriously. I don't have stamina, no! I'm just joking. Confirm. Holy shit, it's 200! What is it, 200? No! That is an actual... No, shit.
The smell here is suffocating.
Why the box is... Why the box looks so small for a 200 stamina? That just doesn't make any sense. I thought it was like 50 or something. The modified sunship tears along the edge of the ruins, fast as lightning. As the ruin outline looms, distant figures sharpen in the view. The Luminary Society envoys, leading and the Farland delegation step by cautious step into the decaying maw of the site. Hypatia tenses to move, but Russ's hand shoots out to stop her. His hand points sadly to the side. there, people dressed like refugees appear to be resting, but their eyes are active, scanning their surroundings with vigilant care.
Those refugees... they're imposters?
Russ nods.
Your former colleague has come prepared as well. A direct confrontation would be inconvenient. Best to avoid it.
He turns toward Hypatia as he says it, and a faint, involuntary smile appears.
Looks like you already have an idea.
Hypatia has already unfolded a survey map and began marking it with swift, precise notations.
Routes, pathways, confirmed contamination zones. If I were the Luminaris Society, here would be the ideal point for an ambush. So, we reach the site ahead of them, disable the traps, then block the routes leading deeper in. Would a plan like that work?
Well done, Miss Campbell. Remarkable progress. Truly a genius in the making. I'd say you're ready for your final examination.
This is hardly the time for jokes.
I'm not joking. In fact, I've already had your test designed.
With a smile, he folds up the map and hands it to Hypatia.
A rescue competition. Master versus apprentice. We take separate routes, locate the delegation leaders, and extract them, by persuasion or by force. Your choice. The objective? Get them out alive.
Is it really the time for this?
Victory conditions? We tally which route extracts more leaders. If you win, or if I lose, either way, Agent Campbell graduates with full honors. Oh, and one major stipulation. The agent must return unharmed. Excessive risk resulting in injury means automatic disqualification. So, can you handle this on your own, Hypatia?
But why?
He raises a hand, gently but firmly halting her question before it can be spoken.
We all have our stubborn streak, don't we? Consider this a personal favor, and I know you are more than capable of seeing it through.
Hypatia opens her mouth to speak, then closes it again. Both instinct and logic scream that something is wrong, yet she swallows her objections. The look in Rust's eyes, it holds a determination she has never seen before.
Then you must be careful as well, sir.
Well said. Do your best out there, top student.
Deep within the Fura ruins. Even with the Black Ring destroyed, the contamination here remains lethally potent. The air swims with dark grey particles. The ground, a sludge-covered ruin, is split by countless fissures like infected wounds in the earth. The area is a fortress of hidden threats. Past the specialized devices at the heart of each trap, Hypatia senses more than a dozen underground puppets. These creatures are lurking in the shadows, their location given way by the faint aurum secretum resonance in their cores. Immersed in a mania field where hallucination and pain entwine, Hypatia clings to her focus, hoping that she can disarm every trap without being noticed, or she could strike first. A golden streak pierces the gloom. An underground puppet freezes in place. She closes the distance in a heartbeat and cleanly severs his neck. Wow, she's pro already.
That's the third one.
Footsteps echo from behind. Hypatia melts into the shadows. A net of aurum secretum erupts from the ground, wrapping an enemy in a swift, crushing embrace.
The fourth.
she's like a professional assassin already. And so it continues, the fifth, the sixth, and the seventh, until finally silence. Only the gurgle of contaminated fluid and Hypatia rack breathing remain. Suddenly a shadow lunges. Her body moves on instinct, crouch, sidesteps, strike. Blinding gold-like flares, the last enemy pitches backward into the murk.
You were the last. A shame, but when it comes to aurum secretum, you were simply outclassed.
Whoa, that confident. With the puppets eliminated, Hypatia turns her focus to the next target, specialized devices modified from abandoned city survey equipment. They must serve some purpose beyond merely framing people. Deftly, she removed the outer casing. Inside, an aurum secretum structure confirmed her suspicion. These devices are using resonance to deliberately guide the ruins' contamination, funneling it deep into the heart of the trap.
To think they'd take my creation and twist it into something this vile.
The girl's fist tightened. She once took pride in creating aurum secretum, but now, faced with her own technology turned into a weapon, should she feel remorse? Hypatia shakes her head, forcing the thought away. This isn't the time for doubt. She centered her focus, ready to destroy the devices.
Disconnecting the primary circuit. Done. This is...
I'm sensing there's gonna be like a boss battle soon. The instant the device is disabled, black sludge surges together, forming one puppet after another. From the ground itself, their focus snaps to the only target inside, her. Is it? Oh, is it not boss? Apparently not. But the stage is better. I can put Shin behind, so... Yeah, where's Russ?
A bit of theatricality in battle.
Did he throw his gun? I just know that.
A bit of theatricality in battle.
That's so cool.
Second nature.
Something that I want to change. I think Margaret is too slow. I'm gonna give her the thing because I need her to do ultimate quick clay. While Bianca will be supported by LL, so maybe I can just do behind the mask. It's not like I'm going to use the potestas anyway. Yeah, I think this should be fine. Russ don't have anything. Just gonna put Tang. Let's go. I'm gonna slow it down a bit, maybe. Oh crap. Squad scattered. I think I moved too much.
For the purest form of peace. Here comes the breaking news! Overflow! Warning!
I'm not sure what the effect of this potestas, by the way, so...
Enjoy the release!
Ah, crap. I think it's best to just put Bianca in the middle. Oh, crap.
Overflow! Warning!
22 move left.
For the purest form of peace. Here comes the
Bianca should be able to clear anyone on the field, so... Oh, crap. Oh, there you go.
overflow! Warning!
Hold still, my friend.
Enjoy the release! Here comes the
Whoa, LL can immediately fill in the whole thing? I didn't know that.
overflow! Warning! For the purest form of peace.
Three more. And it's the elite one. Ooh, I think this is the boss battle? Zero, can you help please?
Enjoy the release! Enjoy the
Oh
release!
crap, oh crap. It's attacking LL.
Here comes the breaking news! For the purest form of peace.
Is it up? Okay. This was a little bit scary.
We've lost contact with the Luminaris rep. Wandering deeper now is suicide.
Look over there. An opening in the mania. We could make a run for it.
Let go of me, Jab! I said let go!
Forget your pride for now. Staying alive comes first. We'll sort the rest once we're out. You have my word.
So the leader is already inside? From a distance, Hypatia watches the leader slip through the opening she tore in the mania. A slow breath of relief escapes her.
Not just Aurum Secretum assassins, but underground puppets, too. Has the collaboration between the Underground and Fraser grown this intimate?
But something is definitely off here. The contamination in Furor is far thinner than it should be at a Black Ring epicenter. Otherwise, tearing that opening would not have been nearly as easy. She pulls out the map, finds the intersection where she and Russ parted, and resolves to regroup with him. But after checking every branching path and shadowed corner, the truth is undeniable. All viable routes are sealed by contaminated caves in.
This is...
Meanwhile, Sina stops short within the mania field. The deeper she tracked, the more foreign objects she finds beneath her feet. It's clear now that someone has been laying groundwork here, preparing deliberately. At the other end of the ruins' uncharted depth, a cramped space less than 20 square meters has been freshly cleared. Aurum Secretum devices pulse along a roughly circular perimeter, pushing the decontamination back to expose the ground beneath. There a web of cracks spreads, all converging inward toward a narrow, perfectly drilled abyss, just wide enough for a person. Banished beyond the barrier, unseen entities press against the Aurum Secretum field, rustling with a palpable anxiety at their separations. Inside the circle, they of the Luminary Society kneels at the pit's edge, carefully retrieving fragments. He strives for devout focus, but something in the agitated white noise beyond the perimeter snacks his attention.
Who's there?
Ross? A point of red light pierces the darkness. A figure in black steps across the perimeter. The air crackles as Aurum Secretum and sorcery bite into his skin, peeling it back from his face. But he doesn't slow. By the time he fully enters the circle, the damage has already sealed itself over. Ross rolls his shoulder, offering Dake a casual, unnerving smile.
I'm glad I found the right man. Hello, representative. Weren't you meant to be leading the leaders on a grand tour? Did you get separated from the group?
Your lodgings lost communication last night. That's when I thought today might afford a chance for a private meeting. I am pleased I haven't been waiting for the wrong person either.
Dake gathers the abyss fragment, its sinister glow pulsing in his grasp, and places it into an intricate Aurum Secretum vessel. After sealing it, he cradles the container in his palms and recites several phrases with devotional reference. He then transfers it to a precisely crafted sorcery box, securing it within 3 successive layers before finally cautiously closing the lid. Only then does he turn, lifting his gaze to assess the lone, uninvited guest standing before him.
So you're the spy who's been giving the society such a headache. To see you in the flesh at last. Conventional wisdom had you targeting some high-profile dignitary. What prompted the sudden departure from Fraser to come here? And that dead weight from the Campbell line? How did you shake her off? You killed her?
Miss Campbell is the only person in the Luminara Society who truly merits the title of scholar. A mind of that caliber shouldn't be brought here to have her eyes sullied.
Oh, is he gonna kill him?
Especially by filth like this.
He raises his hand and fires 3 rapid shots, Enhanced by the ruin's contamination, the flesh-made bullets strike the 3 Aurum Secretum devices suspended overhead, shattering them alongside the one-eyed underground rune sealed within. The ground shudders, the mania field twists violently, collapsing Dake's painstakingly simulated matrix. The surface rift snaps shut, and with it, the inheritance remnant he had fought to reclaim vanish.
A pity. That sorcery was painstakingly replicated. Data calibrated through countless iterations. We had only just begun to replicate some characteristics of a black ring. A remarkable feat. You shouldn't have destroyed it so carelessly.
Truly remarkable work doesn't need to hide in the shadows. You know as well as I do that yours cannot bear the light of day.
Aren't you just the same?
Dake narrowed his eyes, studying the specimen before him with meticulous attention. The agent's coat is made of an unusual material, both protective and restrictive, like a binding seal pulled taut against his form, emphasizing his corpse-like pallor. The injuries from crossing the barrier have vanished, yet on his neck, several uncanny dark markings linger faintly. Around him, contamination slowly gathers. The marks on his neck begins to writhe like something alive, and from their depth, a faint red glow seeps through. They can't help but smile at the sight.
The sophists of the underground once spoke of this art, using a black ring's power to reshape life. The blessed ones chase the ring and flee from it, yet their very existence remains tethered to it. How long has it been since you left your mother? Even breathing must be a labor for you now, mustn't it?
This is some lordom. Russ doesn't answer. Instead, he closes his eyes, draws a shallow breath as if savoring the air, and then smiles to the watching researcher.
It is a burden, I won't deny it. But it's more than enough to handle the likes of you.
The crimson glow snakes down his neck and across his skin, igniting all the way to his fingertips. Russ's eyes blaze red as energy surges from the fissure in his neck, flooding his entire being. He raises his gun and fires. Dike ducks with a sharp cry, shielding the collection box he just secured. Simultaneously, the box itself shudders violently. An Aurum Secretum field erupts from it, bending the dense mania field around it to warp the bullet's path. The shot veers into the darkness. A dull impact, then distorted shriek. Guided by the Aurum Secretum, dozens of corrupted tentacles pierce the barrier, lashing toward Russ. He doesn't flinch. Tossing his gun aside to tangle several limbs, he charges straight into the assault. The tentacles slice through his coat, cut into flesh and vessels, then immediately convulse and crackle as if electrocuted. From Russ's wounds flow an alien fluid. Neither blood nor ichor, melting the corruption like magma. The rampaging entity shriek and recoil from this human-shaped abomination. Unimpeded, Russ closes on Dake, crushes the Aurum Secretum box underfoot, and seizes him by the throat, lifting him clear of the ground. Dake chokes violently, yet his voice travels directly into Russ's mind through the bones of the hand gripping him. The mad scholar is thrilled beyond measure at this close encounter with an experimental subject.
This vessel, just as they described, even a form lesser than the sages possesses such formidable power. What extraordinary heights have the Sophist's arts reached? How did it feel to receive a Black Ring's baptism? How resilient is the life it reconstructs? You've died once, no, at least 3 times, haven't you? What was it like? What changes did it forge?
Whoa! So the flash mark is like literally the power. His power.
If I were to unmake you completely now, could I observe the entire process of rebirth? How would your new form manifest? Will there be variations?
Russ finds the researcher's obsessive thirst for knowledge almost amusing.
Adelaide lacks the patience to explain these things to outsiders. Are there other undergrounders lecturing in Fraser? Where? What have they been teaching? Are you trying to create another Black Ring?
Aren't you anticipating it? Everything you are is clearly a Black Ring's gift. You should be its most grateful apostle.
Russ slams him violently against his precious Aurum Secretum box. Cutting his rant short, Dake looks up and sees only cold hatred and contempt staring back.
Not everything. Take this, for example. Your most coveted underground sorcery. I learned it on my own.
Blind rage surges as Russ grabs him, hand rising for another blow when suddenly... whoosh! With the Aurum Secretum box at its center, a sorcery of 8 layers rises from the ground, forming a circle roughly 6 feet wide. The sudden resonance makes Russ freeze for a split second. In that instant, a wave of thick black contamination surges from the side, tears Dake and the fractured box from his grasp, and rolls to a stop at the edge of the circle. The sludge rises as it deposits both man and box. After several fluid shifts, it reshaped itself into a hunched figure cloaked in black, an elderly form, robed and still. Beneath the grateful, reverent gaze of the luminary's representative, the figure slowly rises. They stare at one another in silence, each seeing something in the other's face that is at once deeply familiar and utterly alien. The quiet holds until a slow drip of melting contamination falls from the ceiling. Only then does Russ bow his head and laugh.
I thought I'd have to tear Fraser apart, brick by brick, to find your kind. Never expected you to just deliver yourselves to me. Do you really despise me that much?
He speaks at last, in a tongue they cannot fathom, but to Russ, every syllable is clear. We gave you chances, more than one, to return to us. Yet all we received was betrayal, time and again. So, enough. Sorcery draws the contamination into his palm as the undergrounder prepares to strike. His voice, when he speaks, is heavy with sorrow. No one remains to speak for you. Those who still held any care for you are dead. You have failed every soul who ever placed faith in you. They will curse you for eternity, never forgive. I have been tasked to kill you as many times as it takes, and when I'm gone, others will come to scour you from existence. Traitor, deserter, the one who abandoned the Black Ring and survived by walking over the corpses of his own. Remember my words. Remember who ends you. Remember. You are beyond redemption. Russ listened quietly until the end, then lowers his head.
I see. What a pity.
Then he raises his head again, that familiar smile returning to his face.
After I died last time, it seems I forgot all of you again.
The words ignite the underground's rage. He launches into an incantation, and the recently recovered box against his chest begins to shudder violently. Inside, fragments of the inheritance vessel still pulse with latent power. That resentful energy now awakens, magnifying the single-eyed sorcery until it multiplies across the chamber. From beyond, countless malevolent presences start to converge. The time for games is over. Russ tenses, every muscle coiling for the fight. You exist because of the Black Ring. The Black Ring gave you bone and blood, time and time again. Give it back, betrayer. No matter how many times you die, you must return it. You cannot escape. Escape? Donation is so absurd that it nearly draws a genuine laugh from Russ.
I don't escape. I've been waiting all along. The Black Ring gave me nothing but a curse. You better take every last shred of it back!
He raises his hand and drives his finger into his own chest, sinking deep into the fissure edge across his body. Bone and blood dissolve and spill over, transforming into chaotic mania under his will. A torrent he hurls forth, shattering the oncoming sorcery. All the while, a bone-deep fury consumes him. Does he hate the person before him? No. That grudge is far gone from his memory. What does linger is the sound of their pious words, the memory of what was sacrificed in the name of faith. In the end, regardless of which side they are on, when it comes to stubbornness, they are all the same. His blood, bone, and flesh are ignited now. Every cell in Russ's body has become a weapon, just as he prepares to unleash everything.
What?
A hair-thin beam of golden light pierces the contamination, striking the Aurum Secretum box in the Undergrounder arms with exciting precision. A high-frequency vibration shudders through the air, and the half-open lid slams shut as if crushed under immense pressure, sealing all chaotic energy inside. It cannot be reopened. The Aurum Secretum box has been decrypted and locked. He can no longer complete the extraction. The Undergrounder lifts his head toward the source of the attack, but Russ is already moving. He withdraws every ounce of power he would been channeling for the confrontation and rushes toward the sudden intervener, placing himself as a shield between her and the fray. Behind him stands Hypatia, of course. When she sees Russ approach, she flinches visibly. Her master is so stunned, the reprimand he had already dies on his lips.
Didn't we agree to split up? You...
I've neutralized all the traps. The leaders are safe.
Damn! Hypatia did everything by herself. Her answer comes in a rapid burst, but the effect is spoiled when a grain-sized Aurum Secretum bee slips from Russ's pocket and suddenly flies back to its rightful owner.
I'm sorry. I was concerned it would be too dangerous for you to act alone.
There, the apprentice is worrying with about the master. She finally lowers her head, her voice soft with confession.
No apology needed. You performed exceptionally. You've already surpassed your master.
You're teasing me again.
But Russ isn't joking. The earlier rage has cooled, allowing his mind to clear and reassess. The enemy's most dangerous weapon has already been neutralized, but by his own exceptional apprentice, no less. She turned his strength against him. A lone Undergrounder no longer poses a real threat. Across the space, the Undergrounder is staring directly at them. Aurum Secretum control. Extraordinarily precise. His gaze falls on Hypatia and he chuckles with sudden recognition. So it's you. The limb the famine sage could not bear to suffer. The famine... Famine... Was it... Is it referring to Adelaide or... Truly a remarkable talent. Hypatia cannot comprehend his praise. The language is too warped, too guttural, like a nauseating moan-like distortion. Beneath the cloak, his shadowed face feels impossible to look upon directly, stirring a deep, instinctive dread. Can the figure before them even be called humans? At his feet, the black sludge left by the Black Ring gathers and kneels, worshipping him, worshipping whatever he holds. And when she sealed the Aurum Secretum box, Hypatia felt it, an evil ounce buried beneath furor, still pulsing with the aura of the inheritance. it made her tremble even more.
Are we going to fight that? Wait, your body.
Despite the dim light, Hypatia clearly sees the fissure etched across Ross's body. Their red glow seems even more ominous in the dark. Ross shifts back half a step, shielding her from the undergrounder's sight. As he does, he tugs discreetly at his collar, pulling it up to hide the marks.
Don't look. They're just unsightly blemishes. I'm fine. This is just me, restraining my true strength. You saved all the leaders. Our mission is accomplished. We've won. Now, victory means leaving safely. You've passed your final exam. Congratulations on graduating. Let's go. They know their limits. They don't have what it takes to stop me.
Really?
Hypatia remains uneasy. Unexpectedly, it is one of their opponents who speaks first, agreeing with Ross's assessment. Day cleared his throat, his excitement still palpable from witnessing the battle's advanced techniques. However, with Hypatia's intervention and the Aurum Sacratum box now sealed, a clear victory for his side is no longer feasible.
You're correct. Having seen your capabilities firsthand, I recognize we lack the means to detain you both. However, we cannot allow you to dismantle the Society's designs entirely. The Unity Gala will proceed as planned, exactly as Fraser intends. We have allies you haven't accounted for.
Why don't you just kill him now? If they can't even win. The device concealed on his body transmits its signal silently. Dake is certain that their plan is still salvageable. Everything is proceeding on schedule. The critical moment drawing near. His only regret is that he won't be there to witness it. Oh, he's dying. I think he's dying. He releases a quiet sigh and turns his gaze to the undergrounder beside him.
For wisdom. For the city-state.
The ally received the signal. Meanwhile, someone who knows him well senses that something is wrong.
Damn it!
What happened? Ross's hand flies to his holster but is empty. His weapons were already torn apart and consumed by the tentacles. It's too late to intervene. Something deep within him stirs from the depth of the fissures. A force clamps down, locking his movement. He looks up. The undergrounder is casting. It's a vicious sorcery. The undergrounder left hand withers and rots. Half his cloak crumples inward as flesh and fabric collapse. The fanatic is sacrificing half his body just to hold Ross, unevenly for a moment, and meanwhile... Without warning, the undergrounder raises his right hand and drives a beam of crimson light straight into Dake. The red mania sorcery pierces through Dake's satisfied smile, blasting away part of his head in a spray of flesh. It happens too fast, Hypatia doesn't even have time to scream. How? Weren't they allies? She can't process it, yet in that same heartbeat, she suddenly understands what Ross meant by brutal battlefield. Across the space, the fanatic plan is complete. With only half a body remaining, the undergrounder trembles violently, clutching the Aurum Sacratum box as his ravaged form shakes with low, breathless laughter. Remember, traitor who casts off his own name. No matter how many times all the black ring gave you will be reclaimed, cursing you unto death. He vanished into the pool of his own purulent blood, merging with the surrounding filth. Only Dake's grotesquely disfigured corpse remains. Ross hasn't yet broken free from the curse, but he's already noticed something crucial. The enemy used the same flash sorcery he knows. Then footsteps approach from nearby.
Hypatia, get out of here. Now, you can't stay. This is their true purpose. You have to go.
I don't understand. No, I won't leave you.
Go!
Following the narrow path Hypatia used to enter, a violent explosion suddenly blasts open the exit. For a moment, the thick reek of blood and decay is swept aside, and with it comes those who will uncover the truth. The newcomer's eyes widen in horror at the scene. Two blood-drenched figures, and not far off a corpse. Oh no, they set us up? At their head is an Aurum Secretum warrior, her face twisted with fury. She too seems to have just broken free from a mania field, and in her grip is a puppet fragment stamped with a DCT mark. She slammed it down before them all.
I knew it!
No, it wasn't us!
Traitors! Murderers! I'll kill every last one of you!
Nothing can stop us now.
Damn, it feels, I thought we are kind of like stopping their plane, but it seems like their plane have like more layer there. Oh, there's another fight?
Don't worry, field work is my strong suit.
Saina blade flashes as she lunges, still aims straight for Hypatia's throat, a killing blow reserved for mortal foe. Hypatia Aurum Secretum petals erupt, shielding Russ and shoving the alchemic beast back. In the same motion, she sweeps a current of Aurum Secretum towards Saina, forcing her off course and breaking the lethal trajectory. Battle after battle has sharpened the girl instinct. She's now more capable in combat than she knows. The interception infuriates Saina even more, still clashes against Aurum Secretum again and again, the metallic echoes ringing through the ruins, but she cannot break Hypatia's guard.
What are you all doing? Just standing there gawking?
Hold on.
Yokna moved cautiously, trying to hold back the Aurum Secretum warriors as they ready for battle.
Let's hear the facts first. I don't believe this girl could have done this.
Ah, good job, Yona.
She's with the Luminaris Society too, and she's helped us before. Why would she kill her own colleague?
Why?
Saina draws out her words, menacingly stepping toward Yokna.
To keep you from finding the hypercubes, obviously. Leave you running in circles forever. Beggars in your own white sands.
There is no hypercube, dumbass! No, stop it!
Do you even know who she is? Hypatia Campbell, former administrator of this very place, Führer.
Saina lifts her curved blade, leveling it at Hypatia's face like an executioner delivering judgment.
And now, back in the same place, you've killed our guide, planning to leave us all trapped here to die. Do you really hate Farlanders that much? The people of Führer trusted you so much. You have no conscience left, do you?
At the word Führer, the dormant sorcery in Hypatia's mind flares awake once more, stabbing a sudden, sharp pain through her chest.
No, that's not true.
Hypatia steadies her breathing, willing her voice into something resembling calm.
I've analyzed the survey data for this region. There is no hypercube here. The information the Society gave you from the start was fabricated. In fact, the Society used the hypercubes as bait to lure you here, with the intention of using the mania to kill you all.
Hypatia's explanation hangs in the air, plunging the space into an uneasy silence. The faces of the Farland leaders are a mosaic of doubt, denial, and wary suspicion. After wandering for so long through the dangers of Führer, they haven't been without their own uncertainties, but accepting her words means accepting the loss of their last, desperate hope. It's a pain none of them is ready to bear.
We can't sort this out here. Let's continue this back at camp.
But whoever's lying, they still want us dead. I say we retreat now, or we'll all be wiped out by the mania.
Saina alchemic beast pounds on the merchant, pinning him under its foot.
Shut up, you spineless worm! She betrayed betrayed Fraser long ago. She conspired with Dissians, sold our war plans, left my brothers and sisters. Not one of them came back.
Sena gaze cuts across the disheveled merchant and the skeptical Yokna, sharp with contempt.
Whatever you worthless lot think, between her and the Aurum Secretum warriors, this is blood debt!
Hatred is the easiest thing to provoke. It thrives beyond self-interest or morality. As one, the Aurum Secretum warriors draw their weapons, all aimed at the two before them. The air grows taut and still, drawn tight as a bowstring. What should she do? Hypatia glances sidelong at Ross. The crimson glow at the deceased spy throat flickers wildly, pulsing like a fading heartbeat. But thankfully he's still conscious, for now.
Don't fight them head on. Listen to me. I'll surrender. Create a diversion. When you see the chance, run. Understood? You can make it.
Absolutely not. In our current state, if you're captured, they'll kill you without hesitation. My status still holds some value to them, but they'll show no mercy to someone from this city. I was the one who insisted you bring me here. I cannot and will not let you die for it.
Don't worry. I can't die. I've still got people who...
Hypatia doesn't yet grasp the deeper meaning of his words, and at the moment, someone else arrives.
Can't die? Let's test that right here! Chop you into pieces and see what's left!
With that, Sena lunges again. The Aurum Secretum weapon arcs towards Sena's flank, but Rael's curved blade intercepts it mid-air, buying a fraction of a second. It's all the opening Sena needs. She closes the distance to Hypatia in a flash. Though the Aurum Secretum whips back in defense, the concussive force still hurls Hypatia backward. She crashes into the wall with a sickening thud. Rot-weakened stone gives away. The wall collapses inward with a roar of dust and debris. A metallic sweetness floods her mouth. Her body won't respond. Sena advances step by deliberate step. Blade poised for the final strike. Then, she halts abruptly. Hypatia lifts her head. Between her and the warrior, she sees it. The tiny Aurum Secretum bird Margaret had given her, fluttering desperately in the line of fire. It's far too small, too fragile to stop an enraged Aurum Secretum warrior. Yet, there it is.
Die!
No. Don't.
The blade cuts through the air with brutal force, and the Aurum Secretum bird, without making a single sound, is cleaved into mid-flight. Then, a dazzling white light erupts from its broken foam, engulfing the entire area. Under the cover of the flash, reinforcements arrive at last. A figure in pure white descends before the girl, white feathers drifting around her like a gentle blizzard, as if to soothe and purify the world itself. The DC ambassador takes Sena's wrist in a soft grasp, and a strange warmth flows into her body, washing through every nerve. This sensation tingles, then soothes, as if all her anger has been drawn out. Sena's entire being settles into abrupt tranquility. Her weapon hits the ground with a clank. The conflict halts. Damn! The soundtrack though! The newcomer gently waved her fan, offering a radiant, tranquil smile.
Please, let us all compose ourselves. This is hardly the manner for a proper conversation.
Then shrapnel, arrows, and stray projectiles all are caught in a gentle embrace of feathers and lowered delicately to the ground.
Miss Margaret!
You have done exceptionally well. Now please, leave the rest to me. I am Margaret Curvos, Peace Ambassador of this city. The honor is all mine.
The phrases this city and Peace Ambassador serve as triggers, unleashing an instant wave of reaction. Whispers, tension, and agitation ripple through the crowd as they fix their eyes on the composed woman before them. What trick did she pull? How was Saina, a demon of death only moments ago, turned docile as a kitten?
Rust, take Hypatia and go. I will handle matters here.
After a swift assessment of both sides' combat strength, the man leans in to deliver a low, urgent whisper.
Hang in there. This city's pieced up.
Wait, Margaret is still...
I'm sorry.
He takes a final look at Margaret, surrounded by the crowd, then grabs Hypatia and slips away. Is she alone? She cannot be alone, right?
Good. Now that the more spirited participants have departed, shall we have a proper conversation?
White feathers still drift in the air, like a living barrier, keeping anyone from reaching Hypatia and Russ.
You followed a promise here, filled with hope, seeking the hypercubes, only to discover a cruel deception. Your efforts were in vain. I share in your outrage and your pain. I am well aware my presence is unwelcome. I once tried to avoid direct contact, to send intermediaries. But when I saw how you treated a girl who had genuinely aided you in the past, I could no longer remain silent. Knowing the danger, I came anyway.
She's a Thrissian! Kill her!
Margaret gracefully evades the attack, her smile never faltering.
I wish to speak with you all openly and honestly. We are not enemies. This city sincerely desires to help you overcome this plight. Look, I have come without weapons, without guards, without soldiers. Even my special power is merely a little trick to calm hostilities and encourage peaceful dialogue. What is it you still fear? I bring nothing but peaceful intent. My presence here is my proof of sincerity to you.
Though her smile is perfect, it fails to soften the hard gazes fixed upon her.
Her power has a limit! Attack her directly!
These people seriously so stubborn. Did they actually shoot her bullets? A sudden storm of weapons, bullets, spears, arrows, descends upon the figure in white. To be honest, it makes me doesn't want to help them. What the fuck, man? Oh, is it done? Unlock on February 13. Yeah. It kind of I gotta be honest, it really annoys me. I get it, you are like in such miserable situation. But at least can you just listen for a second? Not just jump the gun, not being controlled by hatred. Well, I guess that's what if it were me, like I don't care, like what the hell, man, why? I'm trying to help you and now it's like you're trying to how to put it? Like you try to help a tiger and the tiger tried to beat you back. Like what the hell, man? I'm trying to help you. What the hell? I guess that's why Margaret is the peace duff, because she has the patience. Me? No. What the? Did you just bite someone that tried to help you? I'm totally disqualified from that position. I don't have the patience. Well, anyway, the third part is going to be tomorrow, so I'm going to finish it here. Looking forward to the continuation tomorrow, and thank you all for coming and watching. I will see you on the next stream. Until then, please take care and bye bye.